All right. Since we are live, let's check it out. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Much love to the chat. Those of y'all that's in the building early, smash the like button as you come on in. I say smash the like button as you come on in. We're going to talk a little boxing in the AM. Share the video and spread the word to the ends of the earth. 78 Sports TV is live, you dig? We got in the building. We got Jalen Hudson up in here. Jeff the producer. JC Storyteller in the building. Pablo Escobar, Bush Baby Boxing, Ronnie Kino, Big Blackwell, Mark Hairston, Stephen L. Mizak, G. McCall, my brother Joe Thompson coming through standing on LDBC business. Old Hillside Bourbon Company, go buy you some. Powerhouse Watson, Patrice in the building, Kevin Hill, Avery Vice, Darth in the building, Keon Jackson, Sister Shaquilla Fields up in here, Uncommentary with St. Louis, Tamir Ali, Boss Man Dre, my brother Sheldon, LDBC Nothing Reloaded, Dane Watson, Coach Hudson is in the building, Malcolm McCory, Hustler Gaming, No Life Remy, XB Black Ice, Sniper in the building, King Daniel McRae, Pugilism and Politics, what it do, Merv 15, Cap God, Mook Styles P, Flexing Homie, TJ, salute to everybody in the building, man. John Simon, 88 Sports Talk, Black Gun Owner Magazine, what it do? Mr. J-Dub 20 Texas, Skullduggery, all right. Powerhouse Watson, let's get to it now, y'all. Get the likes all the way up. What's up, Seen and Unseen? Get the likes all the way up, y'all. Tweak the algorithm. Hit that like button if you're in the building. All right, so anyway, check it out. For those of y'all who don't know what happened, Terence Crawford had a welcome home parade, a victory parade in his city of Omaha, Nebraska, after defeating Canelo Alvarez. And it was Bud's birthday. So the city, they had an event for Terence Crawford. He shows up and they give him keys to the city again. So it's a celebration for him. So later on, Terence Crawford and some of his security is riding around. I guess he's driving. And police officers pull him over for what they claim is reckless driving, right? Whatever they mean by reckless driving. So the officers said they pulled him over, and then they walked over to the car and they observed a firearm on the floor by Bud, right, by the driver's side. Now this is so then the cop orders them out of the vehicle at gunpoint, right? Everybody out the vehicle. And this is my problem. Omaha, Nebraska, to my knowledge, is an open carry state. Like you can have a gun, right? And if that's the case, why are you so alarmed because somebody's driving with a gun? If it's legal, then why are you so alarmed? But anyway, regardless of the fact, what irritated me was the fact that the dude pulled the gun out and put it at Bud's head, was ordering him to get out the car, and it wasn't called for. And I think he knew who Bud was too. I think he just wanted to have a story to tell his homies. Yeah, I pulled the gun out on him. Yeah, you should have seen it. He was shaking in his boots. Just one of these marks like that. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Make sure I ain't choppy again today. What's up, Rod Neal? I am Legend Boxing. What it do? Okay, good. As long as y'all hear me. Good. So, unfortunately, that's the situation Terence Crawford was in. Plus, be one of the happiest days of his life. that got cut short by some weirdo cop who had a chip on his shoulder and wanted to make a name for himself. So now they're saying that they're investigating the situation. Uh, they're looking into it. The mayor came out and said that it was uncalled for and all that kind of stuff. He kind of you know how the mayor got. He got politics with the police too. So you know how that go. It's craziness. What's happening, Keon Jackson? Kenyatta Ali, what's happening? Trying to tell him hit the like button. Hating on your boy. No, but anyway, depending on what happened, I seen Terence Crawford's team. Some people was in the car said that they feared for their life and they thought it was all over at that point. Now I understand that when a cop just pull up and pull a weapon out on you, you don't know what this dude's up to. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what he trying to do. Um, One slip of the finger, that's all she wrote. Exactly, Coach Hudson. They knew who Bud was, and he just wanted to pull that gun on Bud. He wanted for one small piece of time on the planet. He wanted to feel like he's bigger and badder and stronger than this black dude that's getting all this love today. You know what I'm saying? All that. That's all it was. Ego tripping. And they do that sometimes just to get under your skin. The pink people that hate their jobs, man, I'm telling you, they should do it to me in the airport all the time. Like I've been in the airport and I remember one time I was going, where was I going? I can't remember where I was going. But I think I was in North Carolina airport. North Carolina. Look, first of all, that airport, them jokers in there so racist. So I had a backpack, and the only thing I had in my backpack was some dead stock Jordans that never been worn before. So I'm gonna wear them when I get to my location, right? And I had a laptop in there. So only two things in there. So my other bag got clothes and all that kind of stuff, right? So I take my shoes off my feet and put them in the little bucket thing, and then my other shoes, I took them out of the backpack and put them in the bucket with the other shoes. This clown, this little pink man, this insignificant little dude, he knew exactly what Jordans I had, right? He mad, hating on my shoes. So he takes them out in front of me now, takes them out of the bin and throws them down the little conveyor belt things like, you don't need this for that. And just threw them. I was like, yo, what you doing with my shoes? Was there a problem? Right when he says there a problem, I already knew this dude was trying to get a rise out of me. This is a hater, a stone cold mark. And threw my shoes because you jealous. That's what they do, man. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? They always trying to escalate something, cause some type of confusion. Just like when they went over on the college campus, TSU, they went over there bothering black folks for no reason. Talking about they want to debate. Man, get up out of here. You want to debate? You look for problems. What's up with young Abel? Get the lights all the way up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so at this point, I hope Bud sue, but Bud probably ain't gonna sue. He probably gonna let it ride. But I'll sue if I was him. And I push to get that cop fired. That'd be the best thing. Bud got enough juice to get the cop fired. Bud should be like, look, I want that cop fired. I want him. Nah, man, I'm too good to this city. Yeah, that'd be the best thing to go to Menards or something, or go to Wendy's drive-through and see the cop working up in there. Hi, welcome to Wendy's. Can I take your order? Like, yeah, matter of fact, you can. As a matter of fact, you can, Mark. That's what needs to happen. Prince Hakeem, what it do? Julian Burrell. I am Waffles. What's happening? Mag 7, I didn't time you out, bro. What's wrong with y'all dudes? Why y'all keep doing that, man? Why y'all come here and accuse me? Bro, the moderators in the chat be doing that. I don't be timing people out, bro. If I did it, it would say 78 Sports TV times you out, I guess. Why y'all be putting that on me? Coach Sheldon Harrison in the building. My brother Drew Titan LLC is up in the building. Khalid says 78. Let me say this. I'm a black cop. From what I read, they had guns on the floor of the car. It's standard to pull your gun out because you don't know if the person is going to reach. But my thing is, I understand that. I do understand that. But the thing is this. They can't tell me they didn't know that was Terence Crawford. Because once you pull the car over, I'm sure you ran the plates or something to find out who the dude was. You knew that's Terence Crawford. So you acting goofy like that? Nah. I understand standard procedure and all that stuff, but somehow the masses of white folks always avoid standard procedure. They rarely do they get humiliated and thrown to the ground and gun pointed to their head and all that kind of stuff. Very rarely. It happens, but rarely. The Master Musa, what it do? Brian said they came to the car with guns already pulled. Said police department held the fight party on the night. They knew who Bud was. Of course they knew who Bud was. Smash the like button, y'all. Of course they knew who Bud was. You know, if and buts about that. Matter of fact, let me see. Let's look at this video here. Let me see some of this. Hopefully I still got it on here.
Mama, Grandma, we made it. Stepping out, seatbelt.
Step out.
Opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening
off
the door.
me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
So Bud just said I'm not reaching no gun. He still knew exactly what he knew who Terence Crawford was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Crawford talking to him. Crawford was talking to the cop like, look, man, is this necessary? You hear him in the video saying, man, look, I'm not reaching for no weapon. So look, I get it, man, but if this is an open, if it's legal to have weapons, okay, why are you still panicking? If you're a police officer, why are you panicking because you see a weapon? That's ridiculous. Like, I can understand if you feel like he was under some type of threat, but just because you see the weapon, that's ridiculous. You can pull your gun out and point it at somebody, talking about some, I got it's proper protocol and this and that. Man, get up out of here, man. Said who he thought Bud was, Jack Johnson or Ali. Mount Brooks says the city only has a little over 400,000 people, so it's a mid city. They know who he was. They definitely know who he was. Yeah. The security did say they were scared for their life, and it's understandable. You know what I mean? You mind your business, and some cops pull you. First of all, the reckless driving part was just kind of ridiculous. Part. First of all, once you run the place, you see it's Terence Crawford. You know he just got honored. They just had a parade. You know it's his birthday. Leave him alone. You go over there, you give him, hey, bud, congratulations on the win. Hey, be careful out here tonight. Don't be getting in trouble, you know. Um, Hang on a second. Yeah, but anyway, that's what's going on, man. Max Seven says, that's my point. We do exactly what they want us to do. Oh, you and Drew must be talking. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. See what y'all talking about. Just y'all just keep down on the cursing, man. Keep down on the cursing. Let me see here. All right, here we go. Yeah, so at this point, yeah, y'all get them lights all with. At this point, look, man, it's simple. I didn't like what I seen in that video. I thought that was I thought it was some racist shit. I don't think the cops had to pull the gun out on them. I think that was unnecessary. Shout out to the homie Freedom's March in the super chat with the 5-piece. Much love and much appreciation, fam. Let's see what we got here. What's happening with Stephen L?
Good morning, everybody. What up, though?
Chilling. Malcolm McCory in the building.
What's going down? 7-8?
Chilling, man. What's up, Acondo?
What's going on, my great brother?
Man, chilling. Brother Patrice is in the building.
Hey, what's good, everybody?
Peace, man. Well, let's start with you, Stephen L. What you think of this message that's happening to Terence Crawford?
You know what I think about me as an African American man, bro. The stuff we go through every day is just, you know what I'm saying, another one. You know what I'm saying? And Omaha, Nebraska, we got 14 people up in there, bro. So all of that, they know who it was, bro. Dude was just on some dummy time, bro. And it's like, if I'm Bud, I'm suing the whole city. I'm suing everybody. And I'm moving out of Nebraska, bro. Because it's gonna be a continuous thing to happen. Just like what happened like in Baton Rouge with Boosie and Webby, and they kept getting in trouble because it's basically targets, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm moving, bro. I'm assuming I'm gonna move. I know my kids play sports for Nebraska and everything, but we up out of here, bro. I got 100 properties. I'm out of here, bro.
Right.
I actually agree with that. He should. I mean, because I mean, it just seems like he's a target now, and you know, saying once the police got you as a target, they, you know, saying like no matter where you go, they're gonna be. Sometimes they'll follow you. You know what I'm saying? Pull you over for nothing. You know, just keep harassing you. You know, why go through that? You know what I'm saying?
And just look how beautiful his parade was. No bull stuff, no nothing, and they hate to see
Right.
that. All the nice cars, the bikes, everything. There wasn't no issues, no nothing.
Mm-hmm. And that's
And
what.
and that hurt their feelings all day for the 4 hours they was going in the parade. That hurt their feelings, bro. Well, that do feelings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro.
That's what make it. That's what make it 10 times worse, man. Like, especially like when you made the point about, you know, how Boosie and Webby used to tear up BR, but
Yeah.
you know they was out there in BR, you know, wilding. You know, man, Terence Crawford ain't out there wilding, man. Terence Crawford a grown man, family man. You know what I mean? He making Omaha look good, putting the spotlight on y'all, just made one of the biggest accomplishments in sports history. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford is a good dude.
And,
He ain't out there on no knucklehead time, and y'all still treated him like that. You know what I'm saying? Still
and what
treated
you
that brother like he was nothing. You know what I mean?
what
And
you
you
saying
can't
over
act
there?
like you don't know who he was. That man knew exactly who Terence Crawford was, man. Still treated that man as less than. That hurt my feelings, man. Seeing that right there is wrong.
Listen, what you just said, all of that, the whole family. Remember, we black man. I'm a black man before everything, bro. Like he got his family
Yeah.
together, and they hate that, bro. Come on, man. This is an emotional topic for me. I
Yeah.
used to some people out talking about it, bro, because they don't want to. They don't want to bring up race, but I bring up race every chance I get because that's what
Nah.
it's built on, bro. And it's
Yeah.
like I ride for mine, I die for mine, bro. Off rip. As an
Yeah.
African man,
Yeah.
man at that, bro. Like I don't play those type of games with nothing and nobody, bro. Like yeah, man. I'm
Yeah.
a dude or
What's up,
whatever.
7-8?
I'm a
Hey, man,
sheriff, whatever, whatnot, but I'm a black African American man before all of that stuff, bro. Like, yeah, man.
Let me
hey,
let me
what's
go
good,
to
7-8?
hey, what's going
Oh,
down
my
with it?
bad.
Salute.
Hey, what's good, family? Hey, man, this did something to this did something to me, man. This really hurt me. This hurt me. This brought a tear to my eyes, man. This was touching. I just got off of my boy Drew's show, man, and this was touching, man. And I was listening to he had some video footage up, and it was showing uh, uh, the news footage from the security guards, and man, the security guard was breaking down, what was going on as well, and man, these cats were scared, man. One false move, Bud could have lost his life, but you know what I'm saying.
Right,
And
right.
and all this stuff wasn't even called for. And if I was Bud, I would give them their key back. I would give them their key back, and
For
I
sure.
would bounce.
Yeah,
Honestly,
for
I
real.
would.
Hell yeah.
When he gave that speech, he strictly asked, "What is this key good for?" I don't know if y'all remember that when
Mm.
he made that statement in that speech, and what is that key good for? And we
Right.
saw not even 12 hours later that key is not good for nothing. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
Man.
man, that is so deep. It's touching. I'm gonna let
Let me
somebody else speak, man. But I
let,
just had to say that. That's touching, man.
yes,
I
sir.
agree, though. That he should give it back.
Let me go to Patrice.
Hey, what's going on, 78 in the
What's
panel?
going down? Peace, brother.
Um, yeah, I think it was, me just looking at the situation. I really think that they ran a play on Buzz starting way back at the parade. I think they were
Mm,
watching him. I think they were
mm,
watching who he was going to be with, what car he was going to be driving so they could
mm,
identify him. And I
mm,
also think that they knew that Bud was going to have
mm,
security. So they
mm,
said, you know what? Here's our green light to pull out our guns because we know he's going to have guns in the car because he's got security. He's Bud Crawford. He's
mm,
famous. So I think
mm,
they ran a play on him from the beginning. And that guy, that cop, if not the whole, department, they were running that play from the get go. And,
mm,
pay attention to the punishment. I think we're going to, don't be satisfied with when they say he's suspended. I think he's going to get suspended with pay, which is just a paid vacation, which is almost like a prize for that cop. He gets a
right.
paid vacation. He's going to go to his local bars and
Yep.
brag to his other racist friends, like, yeah, I had that boy. He was scared and all this. That's what's going to happen. But I really do think that they were running a play on him from the beginning.
See,
Damn true.
that was my thing. I was thinking it might be a little bit bigger than a little racism because it was a lot of money lost in this fight. A ton of
You
money
know
lost
what?
in
You
this
got a
fight.
great point.
That was a lot of money. So when it's money involved, you don't know who lost money in this betting side of the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you don't know who could have put a play out on Bud behind this.
Let me
Let me get
read this
in on this.
chat real quick. Shout out to Nada86 in the super chat with the 10 piece. Much love, much appreciation, family. Says salute, general, salute to the mighty LBBC. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Brother Darth in the super chat But the 5 piece says, I'd rather sue the police department instead of the city to show them the consequences. It says the civilians don't have nothing to do with this. Appreciate the support, y'all. Let me go to Coach Hudson.
Peace, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Peace, brother.
Hey, man. Shout out to the general. God bless the mighty LDBC. Shout out to all the brothers on the panel.
Most straight up.
I don't know if you all remember, but I spoke on this a few weeks ago, and I said, if Bud Crawford wins and we celebrate, somebody got to pay a price for our celebration.
Oh yeah.
Every time we go through some form of celebration like this, there's always some kind of embarrassment. There's always some arrest that happens. There's always some display of a brother having to bend the knee. They did the same thing to the brother Killer Mike at the
Yep.
awards after
Right,
he won
right.
awards,
Right. Right.
and then they had him hemmed up and in the jail the same night. Now let me
Mm-hmm.
say this to all you brothers who called in when we were trying to be on code for Bud versus Canelo, and you all were telling me, Coach, you need to take race out of it and just keep it boxing. And I told you, I said, you nor I are in a position to take race out of it because it's bigger than you and I. This was
Mm-hmm.
here before we were born. This is an
Yes.
actual principality of wickedness and spiritual darkness that we're
Yes.
dealing with. So
Yes.
you don't have the authority to
Yes.
remove race out of it. Now
Yes.
they just showed you that they don't give a damn who you
Yes.
are. You
Yes.
still would bend the knee. And let me just go ahead and disabuse everyone that's going to give the law enforcement these excuses. For those
Yes.
of you that don't know, Coach Hudson was in law enforcement. I worked for the sheriff office when I got out the military. And I've seen all kinds of police officers. I know their personalities and I know who's who. Now, let me tell you about this officer. For those of you that are going to say, well, there was a weapon in the car and it's the policy and procedure to do this and the third, I could give you that if that officer actually followed his policy and procedure. If that officer was truly afraid after he drew his weapon, he would not have kept going with Crawford, get out the car, and putting him at handcuffs. What he would have done is he would have said, I need everyone to keep their hands up, and he would have called for backup. Now, coach, why would he have called for backup? Because you have 4 people in the vehicle. I see a weapon already. I don't know if the other guys have weapons as well. So I'm not going to keep trying to get Bud out the car and put him in handcuffs. I'm going to step away while my gun is still drawn and I'm going to get back up. Now, watch this. This wasn't about no betting. This wasn't about no the guy was scared. This is a veteran police officer. This was about him letting Bud know. This officer had this in his mind before he went on watch command that he was going to get a hold of Bud and make him bend the knee. He was going to show that no matter how high you are as a racist white police officer, and any of you that's been in law enforcement, you know that every force got this kind of officer that I'm talking about. He was in
Okay.
his ego and he said, I'm going to show you that I got the power in this position. So if it was a real issue, he wouldn't even made it to the precinct. Now, all of you that want to make up these excuses, how come black men when they come back to these towns to celebrate, they do not get the same courtesy that these guys get when it's a soccer game. The courtesy that these guys get when they get drunk as shit, they're in the streets fighting after a hockey game, but they get to let go. People pull knives and guns out after some of these events, and the officers do what? They get them the courtesy, hey man, get them on home, get them on home. But you mean to tell me that you pulled Bud over and you didn't know who he is? For those of you who are going to use that, guess what? All of you that's in law enforcement, you know that we all go to what before you go on the street? You go to your watch command. And what happens at watch command? You are briefed about what's been going on. This wasn't days later. This is the same weekend. He's celebrating his birthday, and there was a parade for him for his victory over Canelo Alvarez. So this officer not only knew how Bud Crawford looked like, he also knew his whereabouts. They knew his security because all these people, you know what the hell is going on in your city when it's an event that big. Now, this is the wake up call. All of you brothers, I don't want to hear anything else about, oh, coach, just keep race out of it. Just keep this out of it. You can't keep it out of it. You are in the position to keep it out of it. And what they did is, like my brother said earlier, he damn right. Bud should take them keys, give it back to the mayor, and don't bring another damn dime to the city. I said the same thing about Clarissa Shields when
Yep.
when they pulled that same crap with her. She
Yep.
shouldn't bring any money back to the city. Plain and simple. They only do this to our fighters every time we have an event. Now, I have to say this about our own. There is no reason why our fighters, y'all remember how y'all got mad that the security guard had grabbed up Norman Sr. the way he did when Deb and Brian Norman Jr. they
Right,
all
right.
got into it? I told y'all, I said all of our fighters need to have security like that. Not only that, when they go celebrate, the fighters shouldn't be driving. Because how many times have we lost boxers to motorcycle incidents? How many times have we lost fighters something about a hit and run or a car being flipped over because they trying to get away from some drama? Errol Spence. These things we have to stop getting in this position where we think we're bigger than a program. And like we are told, when you are at your highest moments, that is when the enemy is coming for you. Crawford is there, and he's feeling like, man, I'm on the top of the world. My city love me. All these people that came out to show me love. I know these people gonna rock with me. I can let my guard down and have a good time. But what did that just show you all? Even when you are at the top of the mountain, you can never put your guard down as a black man. So all of you assimilating, scared to death Negroes, listen to me. You might as well get over here on this side. Because as long as you're a black man living in this country or living on this planet, there is never going to be a time where you can completely let your guard down because now you done made another group of people feel comfortable. It's time for us to wake up because we easily could be saying right now, we lost our champion to a accidental discharge after a simple traffic stop over the weekend. And you dwell on that and you think about that the next time you tell another black man to keep race out of it. I land my plane there, brother.
Excellent.
That was a nice landing. Nice landing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Healer. Go ahead, Healer.
Hey, I don't know. I can follow that up. Coach Hudson just said everything that needed to be said.
Take your
But
time.
salute, Coach.
Salute, brother.
Hey, salute to the whole panel. But real quick, in regards to what people have been saying, standard procedure and whatnot, I've seen plenty of videos of officers pulling over white people, and those white people, they do all sorts of craziness, and the police don't discharge their weapon. Matter of fact, I saw a video recently where old man pulled out his gun on the cops, and the cops are pleading with him. They didn't shoot until he let off a couple rounds. He's standing in front of them. They know he has a gun. He had like 2 guns on him. They're standing and they're talking to him with his gun out. And he's like, no. And then he starts aiming at them. He's like, no, put it down. And they're running away. Put it down. Put the gun down. Please, we're playing with you. So when it's their own, they you're right, 7-8. They give their own courtesy. But with us, they're terrified. Or at least they pretend to be.
Focus. With that being said, you got to remember the first cops was slave hunters, bro. It's all the same thing to me,
Yep.
bro. Ain't nothing changed at all.
Yep.
Nothing at all, bro.
Exactly. I was about to say that. This goes all the way back to slavery.
Yeah, bro.
That's why qualified immunity exists. But if you got rid of that, then whatchamacallit, they wouldn't be able to get away with the things they're getting away with.
Mind the master. You there, bro?
Yes, sir. What's good with it, bro? Salute.
Chilling,
78,
brother.
salute to the panel, salute to the chat, man.
Mhm.
Man, I'm gonna tell a little quick one my way, man. First of all, I made this hashtag. If y'all can hashtag on Twitter and on your YouTube and all the rest of your websites, it's called hashtag SAN. That means still a nigga. Hashtag it. But
Yes, sir.
how I looked at it, man, Bud got definitely his wake up call, his nigga call, and on top of that, it's a lot of all money betting that was on this fight, and a lot of cartel money betting that was on this fight. I
Mm.
worked with a whole lot of Mexicans. like 200 or something of them. Man, they was betting cars. They was betting. I'm talking about. I made a small bag off this fight. I'm talking about a nice small bag off this fight off all Mexicans. After this fight, either they been leaving. I done been to where I work at twice. It's only like 7 of them out there now. You do the math. Either they calling them back or they old people they trying to get out of Dodge. But when I tell you, yes, this bigger than boxing, and race was definitely a fact, but it's a whole lot going on, and I'm gonna land right here with this one. That what happened with Terence Crawford was a warning, bro. And watch what's finna happen next. But that right there was a warning for the big shebang.
Man, good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Let me young Abel. What to do, Abel?
Hey, 7-8, can you come back to me real quick? I gotta do something real quick.
Okay, go ahead. I think everybody cooked. Anybody want to add? Malcolm McCoy, you want to add something to it?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Terence Crawford, man. We riding with you, bro. You know, we sorry this happened. This was definitely a wake up call, man. They gave him his wake up call. So I don't know how Terence Crawford felt before about how his city felt about him and about how the society feels about us. But I feel like now, yeah, he probably gonna start moving a whole lot different, man. I like to see him get out, get out of there, get his kids out of there, get his wife out of there, his mother out of there. You know what I mean? His immediate bloodline. Get your people out of there, man. Y'all go and move, somewhere else, man. Go and get you some land somewhere else, man. Because now that this has happened, whatever measure he takes, they're going to retaliate on his family, man. Because he got too much money, and he can get that cop out of there. That cop will be gone. But they're gonna, bring that back on his kids. They're gonna treat his kids different, in schools. His
Because
kids ain't gonna get no fair shake. His mama gonna start getting pulled over and whatever. Get your family out of there, Terence. I'll land my plane.
and like I said, he the richest man in Omaha, bro. At the end of the day,
Exactly.
because he can
Yeah.
definitely cop whatever. Because lawyers, bro. But still, bro, like I'm suing and I'm out. That's it. I'm sorry, kids. Y'all friends here, y'all schools here, all the sports y'all been in, but we got worlds, bro. We can go right to Colorado where I got 50 more properties at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because me, I
Yeah.
got,
They
what I'm saying?
ain't no normal family no more. They ain't just your
They,
regular,
remember,
family no more.
it was never normal. Bud been rich since he been rich, bro. They was never normal, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Y'all the Crawfords. You know what I'm saying?
He was street named after
Y'all
him
the
like
Crawford
11,
family.
12 years ago, bro. He had a
Yeah.
street named after him like 12 years ago. Like, Bud been Bud. This just a dummy cop, bro. That felt that need to, you know what I'm saying, try to put somebody in their place. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is to me.
So let me ask you real quick, bro. What do you think he should do? Should he try to
Oh,
should he try to make a point, or should he just go ahead and leave?
bro, I'm making a point that I'm bouncing. I can go to court from a different state. I
Facts.
gotta go, you know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here, bro. Because y'all not about to treat me like I'm somebody at the bottom of the barrel. Like I'm some one of these
Yeah.
means that be going around selling drugs, whatever you want to do, whatever, you know what I'm
Yeah. They ain't have to do
saying?
him like that, bro.
Yeah, that ain't me, bro. Like, get out of here, bro. Like, I've been boxing all my life. You said what, 30 years? He 30, started at 7, 30. Yeah. I've been boxing 30 years, bro. I don't get in trouble. I had a little incident when I was younger, but look at me now. Come on, man. Like I said, the cop dude,
Yeah.
he just want to have his 15 minutes of fame, bro. And he should pay for it.
Because when it comes down to it, this is about the safety of him and his family.
Mm.
Right.
That's what boils down to it. And the safety, unfortunately, is he gotta protect himself from law enforcement.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? Not outside gangs and
Gotta
criminals and all that other
protect
stuff.
yourself from the ones that's supposed to protect you.
there you
That's
go.
what
Right.
BS.
And that's the only reason why I say leave, because I feel as though they're going to keep picking on him. And, like, he got hella kids. We know that. And his kids do great in school. All his sons do great in wrestling. Y'all seen when his daughter lost her shoe, little Lele, you know what I'm saying? She still beat.
She a
Exactly.
beast.
Yeah, bro. It's like they go bother him no matter what, bro. It's like, because that ain't the only cop on that force that do that, bro. He got many little minions around, bro.
Facts.
Hey, I
Yeah,
But
he
got a
I'm
got.
ready
question
now.
for I got a quick question for Coach Hudson.
Yeah.
Coach Hudson, my question for you, you was in law enforcement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when they took Bud down, took him down to the precinct, and they let him go without charging him. Isn't that, from my understanding, that's illegal, correct?
No. You can be detained. You can actually be taken all the way into the precinct under the charge of being detained, especially if they say that you were reckless driving. But that can also be contested if it comes out that he was never doing reckless driving in the first place. And he also can go after them for false arrest and
Yep.
harassment.
Yep.
Mm. Hmm.
Okay, but he had okay. So because under my okay, so I guess my assumptions was wrong because I thought when they take you down, you have to be charged with something.
No. So just
Okay.
like when you get charged for disorderly conduct, or you
Uh
can
huh.
get charged for being intoxicated in
Uh huh.
public,
Uh huh.
you might not get charged. Sometimes
Yeah.
they'll take you down until it wears off, and then they'll let you out in the morning, depending
Okay.
on the city
Okay.
ordinance of where you're at.
Okay.
But all of that
Okay.
can be contested and fought, which is why we don't need to hold court on the street as black men. But at the
Okay.
same time, like the brother said earlier,
Uh huh.
Bud is the richest man in Omaha now,
Right.
or at
Right.
least one of them.
Right.
He should be protected the same way the minister's protected.
Right. Right.
His security at this point. Bud got to realize, man, today's price ain't yesterday's price.
That's
You
right.
not the Bud you
Right.
was before you fought Canelo. And like my other brother was saying, there was a lot of cartel money put on the
Hmm.
put into this fight. Like you
Yeah.
don't know
That's what
who's
I
after you and
said
what's
that
on your
initially.
head.
Yeah, I said that initially. I said that I think racism is number one, and then I said that money thing is number two.
And
I think
yes,
that was the two biggest things that they after him on, that racism thing, and I think money, because it was millions of dollars lost on this fight.
and I
Mm.
believe that's very real. But this also we need to realize as a people, we don't need nobody else. And this ain't no separatist talk. I just need us to
Right.
think for a second. All
Yes,
the
sir.
disrespect that keep happening, whether it's
Yeah.
Bud Crawford, whether it's Shadur Saunders, whether it's Bronny James, they keep showing y'all that it's something about the black man in sports, in anything that makes us look masculine and strong, there is an attack after that. So we don't need to. Bud does not need to do this. He does not need to go there and be like, hey man, it was just a mistake, or hey man, y'all just forgive him and all that. No, man. You
Uh-huh.
need to get your money. You need to
Yep.
get your kids for the safety of you and your family,
Yep.
and get the
Yep.
hell out of there. The
Yep.
same
Yep.
thing with Ice Cube. What do you got going on with the big three? Ice
Mm-hmm.
Cube, regardless if he has white partners or not, he
Mm-hmm.
has majority share. So the big three has shown that we can go back and have our own leagues. We can go back and have our own things because we are the talent. We don't need nobody else. If
That's
people are
right.
not going to respect us, listen to me. If people are not going to treat us like men, damn it, we do
Yep.
not need to keep trying to assimilate with them when they
That's
won't
right.
give us what's due. You
That's
stand
right.
up there. You fight the
That's right.
best.
Correct.
You try to set a good example. You come back and be a good role model and bring money to your raggedy redneck city and that ain't been getting no money, and then you treat us like this. They would never treat their own like that. So there is no more, well, let's try to work it out. We've been trying to work it out with this damn devil for 400 and something
400
years at this
years.
point.
Yes.
Talk to him, coach.
Yes.
It's
And
over
listen.
with. All the days of
Yep.
trying to assimilate and trying to get, listen, y'all, they don't get along with each other. They
Yeah.
kill each other. So they're never going to look at you and say, man, he did something great. He represented us and did something great. It don't matter if you go to the Olympics and get a gold medal. It don't matter if you Bud Crawford. It don't matter if you Ali. It don't matter if you prime time, because we still gonna come after your sons. And if you all don't think that they'll go after Coach Prime sons like that, well, watch what happens when Bud Crawford's sons get older. What did they do to all of our civil rights activists? They went after their families. Do
Yeah.
not be fooled. There is no more getting along to get along crap that's going on. You have to get your mind right, get your family, and protect your family. And you know what, Bud? if he come back and Bud be like, hey man, it's all good. Hey, you out there on
Mhm.
your own. Just
You're
like
on your own.
when Tank
Yep.
got out there and Jay Leon Love was
That's
telling
correct.
him and he was saying, hey brother, listen, you a black man getting
Right.
money. I don't know what your problem is with me. And Tank said he don't want to hear all that. Okay, fine. So if them folks out there do the whatever they about to do to you, you out there on your own. We have to get away with. Listen, you are my brother. All of you are my brothers. But when you keep showing me that you ain't on code, when you keep showing me that you're gonna be on the front line to defend those who hate you, to what did they do? What did they do when that white guy was off a few weeks ago? They immediately went after
Hmm.
soft targets, which is our women and children. Six
Children, that's right.
HBCUs put on lockdown. Y'all
Yes.
better
Yep.
wake up thinking,
Wait.
well, the words that you say and the stance that you say don't matter. But when us as men stand up and people know they're not gonna mess with our children, they're not gonna mess with our women. I don't care nothing about what no woman got to say about what she thinks. I know some of them going against the system. I don't care about what no compromising Negro got to say. When us like-minded men who are ready to stand up and protect what's ours, everybody else will fall in line because we are the leaders. We are the ones that set the tone. I'm sick of this spineless, weak shit that we got going on where we feel like after they do something to us, we got to turn the other cheek, come back around, and
Right.
figure out how to work it out with us. How can we get
Mhm.
along together? We can't get along together. All
Yes.
they want is our money and our women. Take that shit away from them so they can leave us alone.
We have to let you
Amen.
know what we have to let Babylon fall. Her crimes have reached to the heaven, and we gotta let her fall and and she's gonna reap what she sows. Period.
Let me
Leave
go.
her
So,
alone.
Let me
mhm.
go.
Point.
To,
Hey,
let me,
Seminary, let me go next, brother.
go ahead, Abel.
Hey, I don't know what to say about with Coach Hudson. He's like the real prophet of Bernie Mac and Louis Farrakhan, bro. That dude is
Better
the
than that,
straight
bro.
OG of the cook. My goodness gracious. Every time I had to listen to Coach Hudson talk, I just sit back and just listen. I'm not saying a damn thing. But I will say this though too. To go along to what Coach Hudson was saying, this whole issue is more systemic than you realize. Think about this for a moment. What do you think that the Trump administration is trying to do? He's trying to set America back, trying to set everything back to what it originally was to begin with. And the Terence Crawford thing is just another example of what they're trying to do. If you don't think that this doesn't apply to you individually, you badly mistaken. Like Twill will always say, racism comes with a heavy price. And eventually, when a lot of all the majority of black people decide that we're gonna link up together and get the heck out of this madness that we call the United States of Israel, I don't call it America for a specific reason. Then you're gonna realize these people will eat each other up and they will fight for each other for their own survival. And you're seeing it right now, clear as day. They go after our not just our women, but our next generation of kids. They trying to make sure that the next generation make things so difficult for them that they have no opportunity to survive. And what I just also learned there is they're going to try to pass legislation to make sure that the age of arrest and sentencing is 14, which means that you'll be tried as an adult even if you're 14 years old, which a
Wow.
14-year-old
Wow.
cannot fully develop and understand the consequences that's going on around their
Wow.
neighborhoods. But they're doing it systemically because they want to make sure that a lot of black children and a lot of other minorities don't get no opportunities like white children do.
Wow.
So if
Hey,
you
well,
don't,
they've
so
been
if you
doing
don't
that, bro. They've been doing that.
Oh
Just
yes, oh yeah,
Wow.
but hold on. But the difference is they're doing it out in the open. They're no longer being slick with it anymore. They're just doing it out in the open because they know they can get away with it with no consequence. But what they don't understand is this will have long-term damage in the long run, and more importantly, you're going to have more eyes on people that are going to be against you either way because they know you guys are pretty much racist anyway. So what happened to Terence Crawford is nothing new. We've seen this all the time. We've seen this with Jack Johnson. We've seen this with Muhammad Ali. You saw what happened to Joe Lewis. This is nothing new. The only thing Bud should do at this point is sue the police department, sue the city, sue the state of Nebraska, get your resources, get your family out of there, and move on with your life because those
Thanks.
people don't deserve it. Period.
Thanks.
Point blank. And I'm gonna land my plane on that.
Facts.
Good stuff. Let me go to brother Prosper. Prosper in the building.
Yeah, I agree with most of what everyone has said here. Almost everything that you guys said, I've agreed with it. Other than one thing that I disagree. I understand if no one is standing on with me on this one, but I don't think he should leave. Part of the reason why Bud stayed in Omaha is because he generally likes and embraced the small city that he grew up in. Yes, he spoke about doing it for the children to give them hope because they have nobody else to look up to. They don't have big athlete, and he's one of the biggest athletes today and one of the most successful one. And he wanted to give them hope, but also he spoke on this interview I saw him with Ak and Barack, where he said the reason why he doesn't like big cities is because everybody's arrogant, everybody goes about their ways. Small city, it's more a sense of a community, togetherness. So you can tell that he loves Omaha being not only his city, his town, but his extended family. So I would suggest not for him to leave, but if something like this or similar to this were to happen again, then all bets are off. He should
But it may
definitely.
not be another chance.
True, you're
That's what
right.
I'm saying. So I
You're
mean,
right. You're right.
right?
You're
We
right.
So
get
you
what you.
can't play with your life
You are correct.
over like that. The
You
next
are
time
correct.
may
You're
be
correct.
over with. It might
You're
be a wreck.
correct. And I
This
can't.
is
I
not
cannot.
about. This is not about
Yes.
symbolism and all that. This is
I
not
can't
about
fight.
that.
I
This
cannot
is
fight.
about his safety of him and his
And
family
this family,
from the
yes. And
law
I can't fight you
enforcement.
guys on that. I cannot fight you guys
Yeah.
on that.
So
But telling a
Prosper.
man to leave a hometown that he grew up in, that he loves,
Right.
right? He has the money. He could have left a long time ago. He
Facts.
knew the good and the bad of Omaha. He could have left a long time ago.
So
So the
so
But
reason why he's
Prosper.
staying is because he knows it's bigger than him,
but listen,
Right.
but young man,
right?
check this out. We're talking about we're talking about peace and harmony for his family, and not just his family, but us as a people. No one wants to live in drama and in a bad situation. And yes, he can stay there, but he wants peace. I hope he wants peace and harmony for his family. He don't want his kids to grow up in a bad situation, and he don't want that for his people, more than likely. So who wants to live in that type of environment? He don't want to look over his shoulder. I know this is gonna have sleepless nights behind this. So who
I
wants to live like that?
I would like
Yes,
to ask
yes.
Prosper a question.
When we look at this in a big picture, this is definitely not a random incident. Big picture
Right.
wise, these things happens all the time to Black Americans, African
Mm-hmm.
Americans. So big picture wise, this is a big red flag, right?
Prosper. Can
But
I ask you a question,
when
brother?
you
If
just
you don't mind me
but
asking,
go ahead.
where you
Let,
from?
let, me, let
Huh?
me ask you this question real quick, Prosper.
Yeah.
Um, if on Sunday you woke up and you found out that Bud Crawford lost his life after a accidental discharge over a traffic stop that was mishandled in that small hometown that he loves so much, what would you be saying right now?
Sad tragedy.
And
Just
and
very,
and
very
and
sad.
most people would say he probably should have what by now?
They will say he should have
Left.
left,
Left
right?
that small town.
Yeah.
There are this is the point I'm making. There are other small towns that you can go live in. That ain't the only one. And I know you want to be in your hometown, but how many brothers have lost their lives trying to stay back in their hometown, trying to give back to the community that don't love them, whether it's a police officer that takes their life or whether it's a hating Negro that takes their life or a hating racist that takes their life. The point that I'm making is all of us would be saying today, this morning, that if Bud Crawford would have lost his life by that police officer over the weekend, we all would be saying, we wouldn't just be saying it's sad, we all would be saying he should have been left Omaha, Nebraska.
True, you're right. Now let's look at this from this perspective. Has there ever been any other incident like this that has happened to Bud Crawford or any member of his family?
We don't know that.
Yes,
There would be no way
myself
for us to
too.
know that.
I don't know that. Um, So when I look at it from that perspective, safety obviously is the most important thing. The rational decision would be like, hey, leave, go. Pack your family, you made the money, go to where you're gonna feel even safer. But wherever he goes, wherever Terence Crawford go, he's still gonna be black. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
he's still facing the chances of what happened to him in Omaha happening to him in New York,
But at
in
least you
LA,
can
in
take
those
them
big
and do
cities,
something about
right?
it.
That is a
At
fact.
least you can do something
Right.
about
So I'm saying him feeling a sense of community in his hometown. Like you can tell he loves Omaha. You can tell that. You know, that's why I wouldn't suggest for him to leave. But if there were another incident similar to this, then hey, all bets are off. Yeah.
it.
Well, my thing
How
on that, real quick, if I can
long
jump
were
in,
you?
is that's the problem. Is being we're too reactive instead of preventive. So I think that's the point being made is we don't have time to be reactive of, hey, let's wait again. Like the dude just said, if there is a next time, Bud Knight might not be here to capitalize on the next time. He might be removed from planet Earth. So we have
Right.
to understand that's why history is so important because it gives you historical patterns that you can then strategize off of. So when Abel brought up Joe Louis, Jack Johnson, you could even see it, if my memory serves me correct, when Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya and became the face of boxing, that's when he started getting audited by the IRS, if my memory serves me correct.
Yeah,
So
that's all right.
you know what I mean? So there's a pattern here. And let's outside of boxing. Anytime black people come together in unity for a joyful occasion, for whatever reason, these demonic creatures get angry and agitated inside. Let's look at the movie, a fake fictional movie called Black Panther made white people lose their minds. Why?
They
Because they saw
lost it.
black people coming together.
and
You know
they
what I'm
made
saying? They
money
saw
off the
black people
movie.
coming together and unity and just having a fun. It wasn't even there was nothing political really about the movie. It was just a comic book movie, and they lost their mind because they saw not only the black people on TV carrying a certain way, but they saw black children and black youth having somebody to look up to that looks like them, and that made them go crazy. Now, when it comes to Terence Crawford, I think he needs to make an example out of them. Otherwise, it's going to set a precedent of, oh, we can keep doing it to these people. Y'all remember the same thing happened to Tyreek Hill, the football player, I think last year, where outside the Dolphins stadium, he got pulled over and assaulted
Yeah, I remember
by
that.
the police
Yeah.
officers. You know what I'm saying? And this is a dude who's pulling up to the place that he works, and I think he's the most popular player on the Dolphins. So this is it's always strategic with these people. Now my thing is this: if we keep seeing this pattern that every time we accomplish something, then they're gonna run a play on us. That's just history. We need to then prepare for that. That's why history of learning about when Coach brought up the nation, how they used to move with their security detail. I'll even reference the Deacons of Defense that a lot of people, need to go read up on how they moved and how they handle business. We need to have guys like that in cities who we can say, listen, I just accomplished this, or I'm going to be in the city. I need this type of security around me because, again, we keep seeing the same pattern. Like, for example, let's use football. If a team comes out there and runs the same play every single down for, I don't know, 400 years, you would look at that defense and say, what the hell are y'all doing? They've been running the same play on offense. Why don't you change your strategy? Why do
Right.
you keep letting them run the same play on you and you're not even lining up to guard them properly? You're not. That's what we look like on a global scale when we keep letting these people take advantage of us. When we keep letting these incidents happen and we don't adapt to it, it's almost embarrassing on a global level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm with you if you're making the point that he needs to improve his security. From what I know, he had his security in the vehicles, but he was the one driving. And they stopped him for, they're saying, reckless driving for traffic stop. And yes, the police officer did a horrible job. Yes. But this is what I'm trying to say. If everybody on the panel agrees that, because we agreed on everything else, the only place I disagree with you guys that he has to move out. If everyone on the panel here agrees that Terence Crawford needs to move out of his hometown, bring his family out. My point is, when you made the Tariq Hill example, I think that proves my point when I say specifically Tariq Hill, Miami, big city, popular city, and still that happens to him. If this thing were to happen to LeBron James in Los Angeles, none of us would be surprised. Nobody on this panel would be like, "No way! Oh my God, that's shocking." No, we'll be like, another day, a black man in America, this is happening too, right? So I'm saying, why leave your hometown that you love, the people that you love, you feel a
Because
sense of community, you know you're
can I
doing
answer that?
something that's bigger than you. You move to another city and you
Can I
have the
answer that?
same amount of
So
Prosper,
chances
here,
you
of
know
what
how
happened to
tired.
here's
you
why, real quick.
in a
Let me
small
let me answer that
town
real quick.
happening to
Let me
you
answer
in
that
a
just real
much
quick.
bigger city. But if I
Right,
just
right, right.
stick to your first point that you made, that he needs a better security and for him to
Uh-huh.
move different,
Pro,
more
pro,
militantly, then I'm with you 100%.
Prosper, let me
Yes.
just tell you this. Do you know how tired our people are? We are leaving this country in droves. We are tired. We're not even just moving to different cities. Our people are leaving this country in droves. We have dealt with this BS for 400 years, not 1 year, not a decade, not a century, but 400 years.
What
400.
is your solution to what happened to
I'm
Bud
no,
Crawford?
I'm just giving you the statistics. We are
True.
tired. Man,
Hmm.
we're tired.
I'll tell
We're
you
Yes.
tired.
solution.
Yes.
We are totally tired.
Yes.
Our people are tired. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not changing, it's getting worse. I'm just telling you what the facts are. I'm
Yeah.
not telling you a solution.
And
I'm telling you what the facts are.
the
Yeah. I
difference
would.
between
And they are
Tyreek and
reaping what
Crawford,
they
real quick
sow,
on that
but I'm just
example.
telling you what the
y-
facts
y-
are. I mean,
Yes.
I'm
If
Right,
landing my
the
plane,
difference
but
Can
I'm
I
just
answer
telling
between
you what the
gentleman's
facts are.
question? He asked the question.
that
I'll
Tyreek
answer.
example, real quick, and I'll let somebody else go. The Tyreek example is different. Miami is a big city, and Tyreek is as famous and as rich as he is. He don't run the city, so to speak, like Bud runs Omaha. Like Bud is a huge part of the economy in Omaha, and it's a little bit different. So if he packs up his things and leaves, it's different than if Tyreek left. You know what I'm saying? Bud holds way more weight in Omaha than a big city like Tyreek could hold in Miami.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, exactly. Let me
great
piggyback
point.
off of what he said.
Great point. But
Let me
if
answer the question.
you're gonna catch hell in any part of the city in America for being a black man, right? If you're gonna catch hell in any part of the city, then my solution would be to, like the person before me was speaking, to improve your security, to move a little bit more militantly. Then I
Yeah, I'm
agree
with
with that
that.
100%. That's the
Agree.
advice I can offer if I was advising him.
Martin
But
Luther King had
I
great
wouldn't
security.
advise
Malcolm
him
X
to
had great
live,
security.
because
Hey,
if he's
hey,
gonna
hey,
live and catch the same
hey,
hell somewhere else,
Stephen A, you gotta go on mute, bro. You got like it's like a serious echo when you on when you off of mute. I can hear everybody twice. Um,
so living from point A to point B, and you have the same chances of catching the same
But
disturbance and hell that you catch in point A.
That's not the point,
It
brother.
yeah,
oh,
brother,
but
That's not
okay.
the point.
do you have any
Yeah,
JFK
tactical
had great
experience?
security.
Do you have any tactical experience, brother?
in security detailing, no, no, I don't.
Okay, let me break this down because I understand your point. Your point is you're saying he can move to any city and there'll be trouble, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Here's my point with this. When Bud beat Canelo, he became a symbol. All right. There is a protocol in the COINTELPRO program under the United States government, all right, on how to deal with our strong symbols. So let's say he stays there, right? He stays there. His family is still there. So if we cannot get to you, you mean that you want him to increase his security for his whole family as well, instead of just uprooting them and going to another small town, see, here's the issue. Tactically, brother, if you study history, anyone that is a target that represents a symbol of strong black men or a strong black presence, when they become a target, the best way to get to them first is usually through their family. And if they do not move, things happen. When Dr. King was assassinated, what did they have to do? They had to make sure that his normal security detail was not present. Many of our civil rights activists, the same thing happened. So yes, if we're going to play semantics, yes, there are racist officers all over the nation in every city. But you know what? All of the celebrities that I know that came down here,
that live in Atlanta, or like Clarissa Shields that live down in College Park. When I was down there with her and Brian Norman Jr., and even when Tank came out here, and when nobody having no problems, they got to go out through the whole weekend and have a good time. So there are solutions. You see, you asked the other brother, well, what's the solution? The solution is this: perfect love cast out all fear. So when
Yes,
we love
sir.
each other the way we're supposed to love each other, ain't nobody gonna jump on us the way they jump on us. You ask what's the solution. You all don't see when famous people from the small house community come to other towns. I guarantee you, don't nobody mess with them. Don't nobody touch them. When the Saudis come out to New York and they go into the nice expensive hotels and they come to Atlanta, don't nobody touch them, because people know that if I touch them, there is going to be consequences. Even when Mexicans come that you don't even know, everybody know you better not jump on them, because if you do, there is going to be retaliation and consequences. As long as people do things to us and we keep spending money with them, we keep
Yep.
the dollar rotating in their cities, they're going to keep doing it, because a bully is just going to keep bullying you until you stand up and you show them, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back in your damn nose. That is the solution. We can no longer keep being done the way we're done and then stay. That is insanity. To keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result is insanity. So if people keep doing us the way they're doing us and we stay there, they have no incentive to stop doing it, brother. And that is my point. So I don't give a damn if he picks his family up and he goes to another violent city. If it happens again, we make another consequence happen, and we show people that you cannot just do us any kind of way. That would be a louder statement than him just staying there and saying, "Oh, it's okay. Better look next time," when he could have had his life taken over the weekend.
Okay, let me try
And a
to
perfect.
unwrap
No, go
everything you
ahead.
just
Go
said.
ahead.
So you
Oh,
pretty much
thank
saying
you,
that
Coach.
Crawford should move out, and he should move out either to New York or Atlanta. Is
What I'm
that
saying
the
is
solution
no,
that
no,
you're
no, no, no,
offering?
no, no. This is what I'm saying. He should move his family up to a small, rich town that don't
Small
nobody
rich
know
town.
about,
Okay.
and all black people, when you come into some money or period, you have the ability to move your family somewhere that is safe. Do it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you and I, brother, right? If I don't like you and I keep attacking you, I keep slapping you in your face, I keep treating you wrong, and you let me know that you ain't gonna do nothing, I'm gonna keep doing it. And everybody knows this. These are basic human principles. Just like in the prison, if somebody comes in and they're weak, they're food. They never want to fight, they're food. They're open for any pervert or predator that wants them, because they refuse to either get up and move or get up and fight. You cannot stay where you at. And anyone who has any kind of tactical training, you know that if you're dealing with a hostile enemy in a hostile environment that has now become unsafe for you and your children, for you and your family, you need to do two things, and these are your only options. You get up and move, or you get up and fight. The option of getting up and staying when you are under fire is not an option at all.
A
Okay.
perfect example of that,
So
real quick, Prosper,
One
real
second.
quick, Prosper,
One
30,
yeah,
second.
30
yeah.
seconds.
Hey,
Hmm.
A perfect example is the late, great Asada Shakur. She was targeted, and what did she do? She had to get out, and she went to Cuba, where she was able to actually finish her life.
Hmm.
Unlike some of the other civil rights leaders like Fred Hampton and all that, who suffered different fates. So that tactic absolutely works when you are a target and around terrorists. Really, you got to sometimes move to a place where you're going to be surrounded with more people like you.
Yes, I
all right,
agree.
let me read the super
Mhm.
chat real quick. Andre Toppin Jr. in the super chat with the 5 piece salute, brother. Says Bud should definitely sue Omaha Police Department and turn those keys back in to the
I said
mayor
that.
due to how those racist thugs in blue treated him. Um,
I said give them keys back.
Prosper, where you
Hey,
from?
might I interject?
Trill Will, what it
I
do?
want to cap. Hey, what's up with it, General? What's the salute to everybody on the panel? I just want to
Salute.
cap what Coach was saying, and Coach is absolutely right. Um, two things come to mind that I think about. Number one is Target, and number two is Disney Plus. If we could get our community to act in a way to where we're cohesive with one another, and that we can compound our and I mean, in a world full of demons, the only way that you can affect these people is money.
Money.
Money and
Mm,
capital. You withhold the money, you withhold the capital, you break them down to their
yes,
knees. Every successful
yes.
black movement in the history of America has happened because of that. If we as black people decide to take our pocketbooks and go home, take our wallets and go home, we can make some serious change. And now I think, like I seen a video not too long ago, and I was gonna click on it this week, where a brother said, "Hey, why don't we move the Nambia? Nambia's got plenty of place. It got plenty of space, plenty
Yep.
of opportunity for us to rebuild and make a community for ourselves. More than enough room for 40 million black folks to move and have us our own community where we can live in peace instead of always having to be subjected to BS from these races and these demons. And that's what they want. They want us constantly living in fear because of the fact they see our strength when we all together. That's the reason why the divide and conquer tactic always works. As long as they can keep us separated and keep us fighting one another, they're winning. As long as they can keep us arguing about the most minuscule and stupid stuff, that's the reason why I was getting mad at Tank fans. Because y'all arguing about the dumbest shit, just the dumbest stuff, the most minuscule stuff that you can argue about, you're arguing about it. It doesn't solve anything. It's not going to make Tank change his mind and all of a sudden change from being a coon. It's not going to change it. It's not. We need to focus on the people that are actually going to be about change and about moving and about making something happen. And the way you do that, you make these people suffer by taking that money out their pocket and putting it back in our own pocket and investing in our own communities and getting us all the hell up out of here. I'm looking right now to get up out of here myself.
Me too.
Just
I
so y'all
told
know,
Blue Blood
that's
I'm
what
about
Bud
to be
should.
in
Yeah,
February.
that's what Bud should do. Yep, that's what Bud should do. Bud should get his family up out of
Yep.
there. The screw them people, screw the keys to the city because these people ain't gonna respect you because of your skin color,
Right.
and that's a doggone shame. That is an
Yeah,
absolute shame.
my wife is gone in February.
Man, that's vicious. Yeah, vicious. Powerhouse Watson in the super chat with the two piece. Appreciate the love. Said prevention is better than the cure. Yes, indeed.
Hold on, I got a question for Prosper. Where you from?
South Africa.
Okay, I understand. I
Man,
understand why you speak the way you speak, man. It's not
You know
trying to be
what? I
rude,
didn't want to
not trying
let
to
the
be rude
cat
or
out of the
nothing.
bag because I know I'll get dismissed right away. I agree with everything you guys said. Everything,
I'm
other
not,
than him
I'm not talking about
living
that. It's just
to a
how you
different place where he might still catch
get.
the same hell. That's all.
It's like not being mean to you, not like that, but you'll never understand because your history isn't here, bro. It's like South Africa, is South Africa. Over here is way different. I understand everything you trying to say and everything like that. I'm not taking nothing away from you, but the way you see things are way different from the way I see things as an African American.
In South Africa, we also dealt with
So
the
I know,
apartheid,
apartheid.
right?
yeah, I know the
The
French people
the
over there.
apartheid, right?
Yeah,
So
listen to me.
we know
I got
we
people from
know a thing
Africa.
or two about being marginalized and racism and not getting chances and things of those nature.
And that
So
made you move here for a better life.
and Malcolm X is one of my favorite
Wait,
leaders
wait,
of
wait,
all
wait.
time. Yeah.
So, brother,
Um.
when you move here?
Huh?
That's
When did you
exactly
move
what I
here?
just said.
Oh,
For a better
like
life.
why? Oh, why did I move
No,
here?
no.
Wait,
When
When?
did you move to America? Were you born in America?
No, I wasn't.
Okay,
I moved when I was like 11, 10, 10,
okay,
10. Yeah.
okay. So why did your parents move here?
For more opportunities for me.
Okay, would you have said that maybe it was better they were protecting their family?
Yes, but it was not for like a physical situation. It was more like for better education, better colleges, better university, better
Can I chime in real
resources.
quick?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
you
you
know
moved
what I
here
said?
in the 90s?
No,
Yes, yeah.
thousands.
Okay, when did apartheid end in South Africa?
Around late, if I'm not mistaken, late 80s.
Right. So
I mean, I don't want to disrespect you, brother, and I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have to have an honest conversation, we have to speak to the element that the hostile environment in South Africa and the lack of resources, which you said your parents moved to America for better opportunities. Why do you think your parents didn't have the same opportunities in South Africa that they got in America?
Because they're racist.
Yes,
Who limited those
They
resources
took
for
the
them?
race is
land
a factor that I'm not
and drew a
disputing.
line in the sand.
Right. So what
Race
I'm
is a
right.
major factor that I'm not disputing. But I'm saying anywhere Bud Crawford move in America, he's gonna catch the same hell.
Hold on. See, this is what we can't do. We cannot be double-minded and double-tongued. We have to stay right here for a second. Now, your parents, without a shadow of a doubt, because brother, this is what you said. You
Yeah.
said that your parents moved to
What's
America
that noise in the
before.
background? Somebody's phone is
I don't know.
jacked
I don't
up.
know who that is. You said your parents moved to
That's Stephen
America.
L. That's why I keep putting Stephen L on mute. Because when he come off of mute, it's like a loud noise.
You said your parents moved to America for better resources. Okay. We both acknowledge that a lack of those resources is because of things that happened during apartheid. That is the same thing that us black Americans are saying that brother can move somewhere else that is a little hostile because that lack of resource might be the very life itself that his sons and his daughters have staying in that hostile environment. So, brother, you can't say that Terence Crawford should stay where he's at because of this small hometown he loved or whatever, when you benefited from your parents doing that exact thing of moving from a hostile environment to a better environment that was safer for you to grow up in, that they had more resources in. Come on, brother, you can't
Okay,
have it both ways.
okay. Let me break it down to you. What do
Break
I
it
mean by
down.
resources? So resources, in simple terms, I'm talking about education.
Got him.
I'm talking about no, he didn't get
Hot
me.
dog kettle
He
black.
was
He got you.
he was
Tap out,
speaking
bro. You
well,
lost this
but
one.
okay, can I just speak, guys? He was speaking well, but he diverted himself. So let me break down resources: better
Mm-hmm.
education,
Right.
better universities,
Right.
and a chance for me to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
Better job opportunities. Crawford and his family are not facing any of those. They're facing safety concern. Safety. We
Right.
moved because of lack of resources. You guys are saying he should move because of safety, his family safety and his own safety,
Is
right?
safety a
So those are
resource?
two different things, but you can continue. I just wanted to
Right.
clarify that.
So let me ask you this. Is equal protection under the law a resource?
Excuse me, what'd you say?
Is equal protection under the law a resource for civilians?
Is equal protection under the law?
Is equal protection the tax money that you spend to go to the police department, is that not a resource?
Yeah, the money that you're
I'm
spending,
done.
it's a resource, yes.
Good talking to you, brother.
Game
You know,
over.
We
hey,
are we
coach, he don't understand the trap you just said, dog.
It's
Let
all
me
right. We
elaborate.
saying the same thing. He just don't
okay,
know it yet, but it's gonna
okay,
He
come
don't
to
know
him.
what he's
Real quick,
saying.
real
okay.
quick.
He don't
78,
understand what he's saying.
can you
Is
break
it
the
safe
ice?
to live in a
Do you
place
see what
without?
I'm saying? I'm
Is it safe to
saying
live in a place without
us
opportunity?
Hey,
lacking
wait.
resources is the reason why we moved. Crawford has resources. The concern with him is about safety, right?
Right.
Like, can you see the point that I'm trying to make and see how different it is from
Yes.
Oh
what
no,
he's saying?
I know what you're making.
Okay, but this is my point. What was your safety concerns back in where you from?
He was a
No,
kid.
South Africa, no safety concern.
Hold on.
Okay, so
Resources,
that's what I'm saying. He has
resources.
safety
When you
concerns,
okay,
not
so
resources.
I'll pretty much tell you, 70% of people live in Africa. When they finish studying, they don't get jobs. So you want to be a doctor, lawyer, great, you can get all the degrees, but 75 to 80%, you're not going to get a job. You
Is
want
it
to be a
safe to
civil
live in a
engineer, you
place where
want.
you can't get a job?
If you study here in America and you do your bachelor or your master's in engineering, law, chances are you will get a job.
Right.
You have a great chance of getting a job. So that's what I mean by resources. My parents wanted to increase our chances of attaining our goals, our objectives,
To
right?
survive, you try to
But
increase your survivability by going to another country where you can get resources. He's trying to increase his
where
survivability by
where
getting
you
away
can
from a
get
place that's
education,
dangerous.
work, and etc., right? But Crawford, he's dealing with, according to you guys, life and death, safety, right?
But
Exactly.
as
That's
far
what
as
we're talking about. You
technology,
you
So
you bringing up
Job
resource
and
is not
resources.
an
resources, not a
We're
issue.
talking
matter of life
about
and death.
his safety.
but as far as
Those are
technology
two
now,
different subjects.
as far as technology, I'm an engineer now. That has changed since then. As
Okay,
far as
you and
technology,
I are on the same boat because I'm a civil engineer. So
okay, so
if
I'm a
I did
network
this same
engineer.
program
Now
in South
that's
Africa, the
that's
chances of me getting a job that I
now
have
that's
today
switching
is
now
very
because
low. It's
America
very
is
low.
that's switching.
It's very low.
This is
Okay?
this
Yeah.
is why it's so hard for us to, because I swear I had this conversation with some brothers from Nigeria and Burkina Faso last year. We had the same conversation. And what I realized the disconnect is a lot of times when we have this conversation, when Black Americans have it, we encompass our whole sojourn in this country. From slavery to now, we don't leave nothing out. Reconstruction, Jim
That's true.
Crow, none of that. A lot of times it feels to me that when we have this conversation with our African brothers, it seems that you all like to leave out apartheid. You like to leave out the genocide. You cannot have one and not the other. Yes, you're saying, hey, you can come to America. You can go to college and get a better job here. But all I'm saying and pointing out to you is, brother, the reason why, a big part of the reason why you had a lack of resources back then is a white racist element in apartheid kept your parents from being able to get that. Whether you agree with that or not, they were occupying the resources that was yours by birthright. And what we're saying is that over here, we don't look at the police as some free moral authority. We pay
Mm,
them. They make
mm,
money off of our taxes, which is why
mm,
it is a resource. If it was not a resource, they would not take state income tax. If it was not a
mm,
resource, when you get that check, you wouldn't see this amount of money went to the state to feed the police officers, to feed the fire department, to feed the teachers. This is a resource. If somebody breaks into your house and you call 911 and somebody comes, it's because, brother, that is a resource. Safety and equal protection under the law is a resource. That is what black folks was fighting for during the civil rights. Martin Luther King did not speak for all black people. A lot, see, this is big misconception that everybody wanted to integrate. That is not what we wanted. Most
no,
black
you didn't.
folks just wanted equal protection
Mm-hmm.
under the law. That was it because it was open season on black folks. It's how many years later, and we still have people asking for equal protection under the law. Now, brother, you might say to me, well, I see equal protection. I don't see, it was done wrong by the way they handled, but this is what we know. If you watch Black Americans, when we talk to y'all about our experiences with the police, just by the way you talk, brother, when the police talks to you and they hear just a little bit of accent, they might treat you just a little different in the way I talk and the way they treat me. Because as soon as I start talking, they know it is something in them that they know in their blood. They done dealt with me before, and I know I done
Right,
dealt with them before. They got a
right.
hold of me, and I got a hold of them. We are in this battle, and we've been going back and forth. Now, we know that there is a courtesy that these officers give. Listen, a white man can be standing there with a knife and a gun, and they will talk him down. A white man can go into a grocery store, a church, and a school and lay everybody down and they bring him out alive. But if Ray Ray and Junebug get pulled over and they reach for their seatbelt wrong, they let off 30 bullets into the car. That is not equal protection under the law. This is the resource that I'm speaking of. And if the brother's family cannot get that resource, he should move. That's the point I'm making to you, brother.
Yes, that I can't argue that. I just wanted you to see that, like everything you said there, I cannot argue that. The only thing I wanted 78 to break the ice on is, remember, so everything you've just said, when you spoke about resources, why my parents could not get the chance to get the necessary job that they could get, and they didn't see a way for me to get one there, and they brought me here so I can have a better chance. Well, no one in my family has ever been held at gunpoint in South Africa. That's something that we never had to worry about. right?
Right,
Right?
but you left when you
In
was
South
11,
Africa.
right?
So that safety issue in South Africa, like of being held at gunpoint, we never had that,
You mean to
right?
tell me? So you mean to
LeBron
tell me
James can
that
be
your
held at
father?
gunpoint tomorrow morning in
Uh huh.
LA. None of you guys will be surprised, not
Okay,
even me,
so you're
right?
telling me that your father and nobody your father's knows was never threatened doing apartheid in South Africa. That's what you're telling me?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they were
Okay,
never held at gunpoint. Apartheid was a racism time while it was happening,
I'm
right?
very aware of what
Right? It
apartheid is.
was very hostile, right? Today in America, I'm not saying racism is off. It's well alive, but are we going to say it is as bad as it was in the 30s? I'm asking you
Yes,
guys that question.
Yep.
yes,
Can
yeah.
I answer that question, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me answer that question. Um, when you is it better to know your enemy and that he's after you, or is it better to not know your enemy's after you?
The first point you made, yeah.
Yeah, integration. See, back then, at least we knew they hated us, and we wouldn't fall asleep because we know that there's an enemy present. But integration caused us to think that, hey, everyone is likes us until they prove they don't like us. It used to be the opposite. You got to prove you with me before I work with you. You get what I'm saying? So we've been kind of lulled to sleep, and that's kind of dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Hey, can I answer
Okay.
that question he just asked?
Hey, well,
But
hold that thought.
Trump has, but
Hold that thought.
Trump has put it on the forefront to
Yo,
where
yo,
they're coming back out to where we are seeing them again now, like it was back in the 20s and 30s, and so they're putting themselves, they taking a mask off now.
let me read these super chats real quick. Shout to Sniper in the super chat, the 2-piece. Thank you, good brother. Says salute to the panel. This is a great listen. Yes, sir. And we got 888 Job in the super chat with the 2-piece. Thank you, sir. Said what safety is more important than resources? Move. Right. David Jackson is in the building with the 10-piece. Thank you, good brother. Says resources define a stock or supply of money, material, staff, and other assets that can be drawn on by a person or organization in order to function effectively. Law enforcement is a resource. Salute, David Jackson.
Exactly what Coach was saying.
All right, now go ahead. Who's that talking? Trill?
That was me.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Let me see. There's a part of the conversation I ain't heard nobody step on yet. And that part is some of the people that come from South Africa, they come here with sometimes, and I'm not saying they intentionally do it, but sometimes they come over here with a colonizer mindset. Hey, thinking, hey, it's not so bad over here. We got opportunities over here. We can do this, that, and the third. But they don't know what sacrifices had to happen for them to be able to come over here to have the life that they have to begin with. That's number one.
Exactly.
Number
Can I
two,
add to that, Will?
number two, the most dangerous thing you could do is assume that you understand the black struggle, like here in America, as us being proponents of chattel slavery. Slavery didn't end. Slavery never ended. And the only reason why slavery ended is because we ended it. We ended the actual physical chains and shackles in the fields. But they rebranded slavery in the form of the 13th Amendment. i.e., sending us to prison for the dumbest and most stupidest reasons. The war on drugs for the stupidest reasons. The Reagan's war on drugs, Clinton's war on drugs. Everybody's war on drugs always targeted black people. There's no reason why you can explain to me why 5 grams of crack cocaine is the equivalent of 500 grams of powder cocaine, and white people use powder cocaine in extensive amounts. But that's neither here nor there. But that's just only saying, like, all of the things that you think went away, it only got rebranded. The Klansmen, the ones wearing the hoods back in the day, they wear suits now. They're sitting in positions of power. They're making the laws. They're being financed by those ones sitting behind the scenes wanting to bring the old South back. You think Make America Great Again is just a coincidence? It's not a coincidence.
Hey, check
Basically,
this
Make
out.
America,
Will.
yeah.
Check this out, Will. To go with what you're saying, I mean, the dude Diddy just got convicted on the Mann Act. This is one of the most racist laws ever.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Jack
But
Johnson.
but everybody just talk about it like it ain't nothing. But like if you look at the Mann Act, This is specifically used for black dudes.
Yep. Yep.
For one
And they
black
also
man
they also
over
trying to
100 years ago.
they also trying to overturn Loving. I got to remember that. And Loving is the court case, the court precedent that allow interracial marriages. So ain't nobody talking about that. Nobody's talking about none of the stuff that they're rolling back. All of the Black History Rights, the Civil Rights
Yeah,
Act
they
of
talk about that.
1964, the Voters' Rights Act 1965. They're trying to gut
I
and roll
wonder
back
how.
everything.
Wonder how old Clarence Thomas gonna feel about that rollback.
Right.
He gonna
Right,
move.
but they don't understand. They gave a monkey the power of a god. That's what they don't
Well, what?
understand.
Well, why nobody's talking about these massive deletions we just had in the last couple of days?
I
Why
am,
the National Guards has
I am,
not been there?
I am. I
But
talked
you
to
know
ten
what I'm
thousand.
talking about. I just don't want to call it
I
out.
got you.
But they had
I
massive
know what you're talking about.
deletions, and
Ain't
nobody
nobody
even
gonna
said
take my
nothing
white
about
bitches.
It was
those.
three of them. It was three of them.
Three
But
of
guess
them.
who they were committed? Guess who they were committed by? The same
Yeah,
people
that's
who
what
was
I'm saying.
murdering each other
You ain't
during the
heard Fox News
1500s.
say nothing about that. The
Right.
National Guard has not been there. But I'm gonna
Nope.
say this, and I'm gonna land my plane real quick. Every time they do something to us on the national stage, the Most High is gonna bring recompense on them. Now, mark my
Facts.
word.
That is a
Hallelujah.
fact.
Yo, hallelujah.
That is a fact. Preach and preach some more. And I'm compounding on your fact. Yesterday I did a show, got 10,000 views on it, and that's exactly what I was talking about. The fact that everybody keeps trying to make this thing a blue versus red thing, a right versus left thing. It's not that. At the end of the day, what it is, it's a white thing. Period.
Hey,
All
hey,
three of
hey,
the. Go ahead. What
no,
you say,
no, no.
Jeff?
Yes. Yeah, I want to acknowledge what the other brother said earlier. I agree with the point that he made. There is a disconnect between Africans who born and raised in Africa and Black Americans. There is that disconnect, and one of those disconnect is when Africans do come to America and see how we are treated. We tend to think, oh, things are fine, things are not as bad as it seems, but that is not the case. Things are bad. That's what I'm saying. I'm with you guys. Things are bad. I cannot know everything, the pain and how you guys feel
No,
because it didn't
you're
happen to
missing
me,
you're
but I'm
missing the point.
listening, I'm hearing,
You're
and I'm
missing the point,
agreeing
brother.
with what you guys are saying.
You're
But
missing the point. You're missing a
here's what I'm
point.
saying. I'm gonna end soon. So here's, I mean, the point I'm trying to make anyways. Here's what I'm saying. So in the 19 late 1930s, 1940s, when Joe Louis was heavyweight champion of the world. By the way, I'm somewhat of a historian when it comes to boxing. Joe Louis was dominant, um, but he had to be a good boy because of what happened with Jack Johnson previously. What America said, no, we will not allow another black guy to come out here and do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And by that, that really means another black guy just being a man, because Jack Johnson was his own man. He did what he wanted when he wanted. He didn't let nobody tell him, oh, you gotta have to smile here and do this here. No, he did things his way. So Joe
Mhm.
Louis, they made sure, okay, you want to be champion, sure, but you're gonna have to play by our rules. You can't be overly smiling. You can't be running around with white women. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. Right? Those same stipulation couldn't be put on Deontay Wilder because of everything that Muhammad Ali did. It couldn't be put on to Mike Tyson because of everything that Muhammad Ali did. So here's what I'm saying. Today, Black Americans have more resources and ways to fight back. It's not the same as it was in the 30s. Joe Louis couldn't fight back. He had to fold. Plus, Joe Louis was each heavyweight fight that Joe Louis had, he had to give, if I'm not mistaken, someone can
Brother,
correct me in this,
brother,
50%
brother,
of his paycheck,
brother,
he had to
brother,
give it to one of the
brother,
fighters that he
Man,
brother.
beat
you
early
way
on.
off. You way
I can't
off
let
right now.
Well,
hold
Just
you
on,
step
haven't
out.
lived the
hold
experience.
on. I can't
You haven't
hold on,
lived the
dog.
experience.
Hold on, dog. Dog. Hold on. I can't sit up here and let you propagate that propaganda narrative.
No,
I'm
correct.
sorry. I don't go for it. Then that's
Which
exactly what I was
propaganda?
just telling you.
Which one?
The way y'all mentality is because y'all been fed propaganda from American exceptionalism makes y'all have somewhere in y'all head. where y'all think y'all are somewhat better than Black Americans. And it's a fact. It's been proven over and over and over. You can go to TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere, and you can hear how African natives speak about Black Americans. They talk to us like just like white supremacists, that we're animals, we're primitive, we're overly sexualized, we're violent, we're this, that, and the third one. None of that shit is true.
Not
All this
me,
stuff.
not me. I don't. I don't.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying the majority of people that come from Africa to come here, they have the same type of mindset. They do that. They do it. They do it habitually. Matter of fact, they do it so much so that everybody peeps it a mile away. And that's how me or Coach Hudson or somebody who's very in tune with that type of that part of the world or that type of time, that we can pick it out a mile away. I could smell the propaganda coming from you when you jumped off to Joe Lewis, and it didn't have anything to do with the question that I just asked you.
Okay, tell
Why is
me
it that?
the
Is it
propaganda then. Tell
why
me.
the propaganda is you sitting thinking, oh, y'all have your hands on a lot of information and a lot of resources, and y'all can do this. Not when you have police shooting you and the police can shoot you in the back,
Exactly.
and they can get off and they can go on to another police department. They can go kill your cousin, they can go kill you, and they can come back and kill your entire family and won't make a day in jail.
I'm not arguing
See,
against
they
that though.
never lived our
No, but
experience. They haven't lived our
you
Exactly.
never
experience.
And
lived
I'm
that
not
though.
arguing
You
You
against
haven't
never
that.
lived
you
our
are arguing it.
experience.
You
I'm
are
not
arguing it.
arguing
You're
against
You
that.
arguing it. That's
are,
why you're
but that's
getting
what you
pushback.
are. You're trying to
You
compare what your situation in Africa to what we going through. It
They
is
read
No,
they
no,
read it in
absolutely
I
a
didn't
book
say
or
that. I
totally
seen a
spoke about
different.
TV
Joe Lewis.
commercial about us. They seen a
Huh?
TV commercial about us, or read
they seen a
about us
movie about
on
us.
Chat GPT, or read about us on a book or in a
Right.
movie. You haven't lived in our shoes.
And I'm not
Right. And
arguing
that's the
that.
reason
I'm not arguing that.
and that's the reason why people like Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA are inherently dangerous. They use stochastic terrorism to bend
Right.
and twist facts and statistics to go around shooting off propaganda, and people like South Africans who are way across seas in the continent of Africa don't know any better. They hear this stuff and they think it's true because that's
The,
all they see on
Not me.
TV.
Not
That's
me.
all they
man,
Not
the
see
me.
on
majority
that's
of
all they hear in music. That's all they hear. If somebody tells you something over and over and over and over again, you're going to eventually believe it because that's
Let
how propaganda works. It's optics, dude. That's what
let
we're
I'm
me
not
trying to tell you.
falling
You're trying to
for those
no. I
propagandas.
don't care what
man,
you say. You already fell for it.
No,
You
I
already
didn't.
fell for it. You
they
sound just
can
Hey,
like a
hey,
they
white
let me
cannot
let me
supremacist,
ask
dude.
you a
understand.
question.
Long
This is what
y'all
I'm
They
saying.
cannot make
Wilder
it in our
Wilder didn't
shoes.
have to
I'm gonna
back
let
then
y'all
for
Hey,
have it,
hold,
anybody.
man.
hold, hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
keep it
Can
Let
simple.
me
anybody
let me
agree with me on
let,
that? I'm
hey,
making a statement.
listen.
Can anyone agree with me on this? Wilder, Deontay Wilder, when he was heavyweight champion of the world, he didn't have to back dance for anybody, and he did it. Do we all agree?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Okay. Did Joe Louis back dance? Yes or no?
yeah.
Thank you. So that's what I'm saying. Do you call
Wilder
that
got
progress
lynched.
or do you call
Wilder
that no
got lynched, and
progress?
the Americans cheered for it.
Yeah, that
No, I'm
wasn't a
asking
good
a question
example.
now. Do you call
Wilder
it
got lynched.
progress
They
or do you
tried to
call it no
lynch. They
progress?
tried to lynch Deontay
Hold
Wilder
hold on.
in the middle of the ring with a cheating drug cheat with loaded gloves in the middle of the ring, and people talked to him like he was crazy, and that man had a whole dent in the side of his head.
Hey,
Man, please, it's still the time for butt breaking. Man, come on,
General.
Okay.
dog. Stop that
Hey,
propaganda
General. Hey,
bullshit,
Okay.
bro.
General. Go ahead, General. Go ahead,
Let,
General.
let,
Go
let,
ahead. Go
me
ahead.
let me
Yeah.
let me read the super chat. Ultraman in the super chat with the 10 piece. Thank you, good brother. Says, hey, 78 in the panel. What's good, my brothers? Hey, chillin', fam. Let me see here. We got also somebody else dropped a super chat. Shout out to everybody who came through. Let me see here. Shale Khan took Tank Deal. Man, this man with a 5 piece in the super chat. He says, question to the South African brother: why do most African, no matter what country they come from, come to America and look down on Black Americans? Uh,
That's a that's a great question. I
I,
don't
mo-
look down to
uh,
Black Americans.
but
Some of my heroes are Black Americans.
Can I answer that question?
Malcolm X is one of them. Muhammad Ali is one of them. And there's just a disconnect between African Americans and Africans. That's why it helps for us to have honest conversation about some of our differences, and we'll realize that we all come from the same parents.
But it's
Really.
also hard to have that conversation when you will not be honest completely about your trials and tribulations as well. Like when we talk about apartheid and you try to make it seem like when you were saying, hey, well, we're not getting held at gunpoint, we weren't doing that. I got some African brothers from South Africa who would say straight up, some older guys that would say, The police were hell on them with Gestapo tactics and everything doing apartheid.
Yes,
Also, you were
that's
a
true.
kid. You were a kid. Okay, so you say that's true. But earlier you were saying, your father and his friends wouldn't have dealt with that. So it's like, okay, if we're gonna have an honest conversation, let's bring it forward a little bit because I want to get back to the Terence Crawford thing. The point that I'm making is, and you and I actually agree on this. What our people suffer from is just a lack of knowledge and understanding. You
Yes.
say, you love history, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you familiar with the Kerner Commission?
Not, I don't have
Okay.
all the details, but
Okay, that's
you,
fine.
you
That's
can
fine. That's
inform me.
fine. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to one up you. I just want to show the
Mm-hmm.
chat something real quick. Are
Mm-hmm.
you familiar with the 1967 immigration bill?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, most African immigrants and first generation Africans do not know what the Kerner Commission is or the 1967 immigration bill is. And a lot of them that do just heard it on TikTok in the past few years. And some of us do not know the difference between South Africa, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, right?
Congo.
Exactly. The
Mm-hmm.
only reason why I know is I had to sit down. I had a conversation for about 3 hours with
Mm-hmm.
brothers from all over those types and realized that you all have a lot of disunity on the continent of Africa yourself. A lot
We
like
have
the
a lot of
right,
disunity in the continent
a
of
lot
Africa.
like
Yes.
the
Yes.
Black Americans. We have a lot of cooning in
Mm-hmm.
our which is a little different. But the point is, the same way Trump got on the news and said, "Hey." As soon as they heard that it was one white farmer that got unalived in South Africa, what did Trump do? Trump said, "Hey, I will give you all free visas. These white South Africans can come to America," because he used the safety as a resource to bring them over. And all I've been trying to point out for the whole this whole live is when because see, if you are first generation, American or whatever, we know how to deal with this enemy here. See, we have the scars, we have the battle wounds. Nobody from outside can tell us how to deal with them. You see, we have already tried to work with them. Brother, not only have we worked with them, we fought with them in every single war: the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, the Gullah Geechee Wars, all the wars you could think of Vietnam, World War One,
1812.
World War Two. And you know what they did to us, brother? Let me tell you what they did to us. They still wouldn't treat us right. They still wouldn't treat us fair. When black GIs would send money to their wives, you know what happened? The white women in America got mad because their maids were no longer coming to work. The women that would wash their clothes were no longer coming to work. So you know what they did? They made it a law that the black women had to keep being sharecroppers until the black men got back. This is the history that we're dealing with. So it don't matter if we fight with them. It don't matter if we build with them. It don't matter if we represent them in the Olympics. It does not matter what we do. The only thing they understand is what I'm telling you, brother, is money and bloodshed. That's it. So it don't matter what nice things Bud Crawford say. It doesn't matter how motivational he is. Your responsibility as a man first is to honor God and protect your family. And what I'm saying is, I don't care where the hell he moved. He need to get his family up out of there. And anything we do disagree on is only because of lack of knowledge on my end or lack of knowledge on your end. But until and the day that black people all over the world understand each other's history, that's the only way we're gonna move forward.
Yes.
Yeah, you're correct. There's not a lot that you and I disagree with.
Hey, can I say something?
I just want to clarify the other point when I was saying safety was really not a huge issue in terms of race for a black African compared to a white South African in South Africa. I'm talking about my youth growing up. I'm not saying in the apartheid time when apartheid was taking place that my parents, my uncles, they didn't deal with racism. Of course they dealt with racism, but I'm saying me as I was growing up,
Oh,
my
okay.
friends, the people around me, I don't know anybody who was held at gunpoint in my time growing up there.
Hey, young
It
brother,
when while
yo,
apartheid was
Prosper.
happening, yes, they dealt with trouble. Another thing, another thing I
Hey,
wanted to
brother,
say, I wanted
hey,
to say,
brother. 78's got to talk.
No, 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 no. I appreciate what Prosper's saying. But let me ask you a question. So I do want to get to Abel too, and come
Yeah.
back to you, Prosper. But if you don't mind me asking, Prosper, how old are you, brother?
31.
31. Okay.
Mm.
Let me go to young Abel. Then I'm gonna come back to you, Prosper. Go ahead, Abel.
Yeah, I was just gonna say too. In terms of what this, can I ask Prophet a question? You know the internal beef between Eritrea and Ethiopia, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me tell you something right now, and I'm explaining to you why. Because I'm Eritrean, and I can understand some of the things you're talking about. But here's the problem: when you have not grown up in the U.S. and understand the systematic racism that many Black Americans have dealt with for centuries, then this is why that you get the energy that you get because we don't you don't have an understanding with it. And I'm gonna tell you why. In terms of me, I used to feel the same way a long time ago when I was young until I had to pull
Me
myself
too.
back because people like 7 8 Trill Will and other Black people in my life pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, brother, you mean a good heart, but you need to really look at things more closely and see the systematic racism that they're doing to us, including you, because they don't care if you're from Africa or any other place or anything like that. Because my parents moved from Eritrea back in the late 80s after the immigration bill was already passed because a lot of these the same U.S. government was bringing white immigrants into this country and then they were trying to even the numbers out. But now it's basically becoming a problem for them because they basically are trying to recorrect that mistake. But the thing is, the reason why my parents didn't have no opportunities is because we were in a war. Because literally, it was either survival or the graveyard. That was it. So what I'm trying to explain to you, my brother, and I'm not trying to disrespect you or anything. This is no disrespect to you, but as an African brother myself too, that is
Hmm.
understand both sides of the fence, brother. Sometimes you just have to like look and pull yourself back and recorrect what you learned previously and see things from a different kind of point of view, and then realize that a lot of the things that they taught me and maybe what they taught you were more of the same lines of propaganda that the brothers in the panel were talking about. Because the thing is, what's happening here in America, and it ties in exactly what Bud is going through at this point. Because Bud is famous, yes. Is he the hugest celebrity in Nebraska? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because what America is showing you throughout its history is it doesn't matter if you got billions in the bank. You still a black man at the end of the day. Now, keep this in mind. Lyndon B. Johnson once said, and I'm glad Trill will always preaches this in his live stream. He basically said, if you can convince the brokest white person that he's better than the average or the brightest black person in the neighborhood, he can basically fool you and take his money from you behind your pockets. And guess what? That quote still runs today because what you're seeing is the same cycle repeated all over again. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you, and I'm gonna finish it up by saying this: pull back and then understand what they're basically explaining to you, and have a better understanding of it instead of trying to slightly push back. Because the thing is, they're trying to educate you and teach you, not trying to bash you. So go ahead, Sammy. I'm gonna let you have the mic.
Salute, salute, young Abel. Yeah,
Yo,
Prosper. My question to you was that I mean, look, I heard what you're saying. I thought I understood what you were saying. I wasn't offended by what you said because I think I know where you're coming from. I used to have these conversations with black folks from other areas, so I know where you were coming from, what you were trying to say. Now, I don't think you had any ill will intended. You know what I'm saying? But uh, the thing is, there's a disconnect. Now, I don't think you had any ill will intended. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I got who? That's an echo somewhere.
I don't
All
know.
right.
It ain't me.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it's a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Because and then you're a young brother too. You're younger than us. Most of us up here. So you coming in with a perspective. You got these ideas in your mind, and on paper the ideas seem fair. It seems realistic. But a lot of times, when you look at it from the perspective of the people who've been in it knee deep, you'll never fully understand it or grasp it if you're not familiar with the brothers and sisters that actually going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like we know about apartheid from what we read, but we don't know apartheid because we wasn't in apartheid. Over here, we know about Jim Crow. We know about hellified racism. That's been dressed up to look one way, but it's really racist. Only we know certain things. Those Black Americans, we know certain things about this beast that nobody else knows because we've been around them more than anybody else. You understand? So I think a lot of that has to be taken into consideration when talking. We got to try to understand each other's point of views and what each other been exposed to. I remember years ago, I organized this neighborhood cleanup for this organization I had, and I remember it was this one brother, good brother named Asar, and he was trying to like school this youngster like 14, 15, little light skinned dude, and Osara kept trying to tell him about the evils of the white man this, the white man that. And little dude was just like, he ain't feeling with nothing we talking about. So we asked him, like, what's going on with you? So he told us, he said, look, the people that adopted me and took me out of that foster home, that was because his parents, black parents, abandoned him. And he said the people who adopted me was some white folks, right? So right then and there, I told Asar, I said, hey, bro, look, leave him alone. He's like, no, man, we got. I said, no, leave him alone. There's nothing you're gonna be able to tell him that's gonna convince him that you're telling the truth, because what you're saying does not relate to his personal experiences, right? It's like if all I have is great sex, somebody else comes to me saying, oh man, sex is yucky, man, it's gross, it makes you feel nasty. I'm like, nah, maybe something wrong with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got two different experiences. So my point on saying all this is this: you never know what somebody been through until you walked a mile in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? You got experience. Even to trivialize it for a minute, even with hip hop, right? I'm from the Midwest, lived on the West Coast, right? And I know hip hop. I like hip hop from all different coasts, but I never understood East Coast beats. East Coast beats was just weird to me. Like, you know, like it was real grimy, and the way the dudes dressed, and it's just real grimy and dirty to me. I'm like, I don't get this. This is kind of weird. But when I went and lived in New York, it didn't take long before I understood the beats. I understood where the sounds come from in the beats. I understand why dudes dress the way they dress. You have to live a certain thing to understand a thing, is what I'm saying. Sometimes. Anybody disagree with what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you.
Nope.
Uh, hey,
You're
Prosper.
right. You're right.
Hey, Prosper.
Yeah. I just think we need these conversations
Yeah,
for us to
Prosper. I
bridge the
want to
gap.
say,
That's all.
I just want to say this to you, Prosper. I think you got a seem to me, man. It seems like you got a good heart, and you mean well. But I'm an older gentleman. It seems like me and you in the same field. You said you are a civil engineer, and I'm a
Hmm.
network engineer. I'm 57 years old. But I'm gonna give you a word to the wise from one of our ancestors, King Solomon, and he said this. This is a great word of wisdom. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. That's a very, very deep word. All right. So
Hmm.
that means you can always comprehend what someone's saying. All right.
I'm with you. Yeah.
All right now.
Amen.
Hitman X in the super chat with the 10 piece. Appreciate the love. Says great cook. I appreciate you brothers for knowledge that y'all are dropping. Thank you, good brother. Uh,
Hey, Prosper, can I say something? Or you got another super chat? Sir?
I just want to read this. What the guy said here.
Yeah.
His brother here in the chat. ICSHQ. He says from Trayvon Martin to George Floyd, the great. He said the beat goes on until we do something instead of all this talking. It's sad. Yeah, it is sad, brother. And I'm gonna tell you something. I understand your point, but you got two legs and two hands like the rest of us. You feel me? So if you had enough energy to leave that comment
What
and
do you
tell
want
me,
us to do?
no. It's not about what he want. Whatever he want us to do, he got hands and feet to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to put pass the buck off of somebody else, but you
I
got
don't
hands.
understand.
You got hands and feet. So whatever you feel like need to be done, maybe you should go make it happen.
Yeah, because I don't understand the comment.
You know, it's just some old pro stuff. But but
But
you got to make sure it happens. Let me see. I'll go ahead. Anybody who's cooking?
yeah,
Anybody has
Oscar, I was going to tell you too. When you try to differentiate between safety and resources, you try to say, hey, Bud's situation was based off of his safety, and you and your upbringing was more resources. You got to understand that those are one and the same thing most of the time. They coincide, they overlap with each other. So when your parents were trying to give you a better opportunity at resources, it's well known that the more resources you have, the less likely you have to live in a place where you have safety concerns. It doesn't mean it's eliminated completely, but more than likely, resources lead to an increase in safety by default. So that's one thing as well that you got to realize is it's still safety and resources coincide with one another. Now, another thing we got to be careful with, because I used to hear the same thing. When I was in college, I was like, man, Africans, they really don't like us over there. And we were told lies over here. And I got around some in person, not, because we got to be careful online, TikTok, Twitter, they run psyops on there all the time. They're running all types of stuff, paying people to say this. Some of it is AI. You don't even know. When I get in contact with some of my African brothers in person, I don't ever have them saying, hey, you're this and that in person. What we end up finding out is, wait a minute, the lies that they told me about you and the lies that you were told about me were told by the same person who doesn't look like either one of us.
absolutely.
And that's the biggest thing we got to realize is it's a very, we have a lot of animosity towards, when you hear somebody from another country start speaking a certain way. Sure, correct them. Make sure it's like, hey, you got to make sure that you understand where we're coming from, and I'll understand where you're coming from too. But we got to realize that the person who's lying to them and the person who's lying to us is the same enemy.
Same damn people.
It's the same person. And once we then talk about that with them and say, hey, wait a minute, I don't think we ever actually had beef with one another. I think we were told to have beef with one another. You know what I mean? I think we were promoted to have beef with one another. Then we start to realize that, wait a minute, you're not, whatever differences me and you have, we can settle that after the main mission is complete. Then we can settle any little of the minor stuff. But let's handle this person right here who's telling us to hate each other.
You know what they told us about y'all, Prosper? When I was a child, they told us that you guys was basically naked with big stomachs and flies. Showed us commercials of you guys with big stomachs and flies flying all over y'all, and y'all was outside starving and feed a child for $1. That was the commercials that we got on you guys at infomercials every at night at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's what they had about you guys in Africa.
Yeah,
That's what we saw about you guys. So I don't know the commercials that y'all saw about us, but that's what we saw about you guys.
They seen Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, and shit.
Yeah, see, that's what we saw about you all. That's all they let
All
us see.
created
They
by
didn't
people
show
who
us the
don't look like
beauty
us.
about Africa. This what we saw about you all.
And then we ask who created those? What is there a common denominator in the people who created, whether it was Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society? Now I know John Singleton might have directed one, but who was producing that movie?
Right, right.
Yeah, the you know who was the small hats probably was, but the thing is, I think that yeah, we all got to do a better job of communicating, man, and understanding where each other coming from. Because I get frustrated whenever I see this type of stuff where we go at each other, Black Americans versus Jamaicans or Caribbean people and African people and this and that, and I'm like, bro, and we all think we're making good points and all that stuff. It sounds slick, bro, but we really look like some monkeys. I'm just being honest with you.
My
We look
fault.
like
My mic went out. Can you hear
Knowledge
me?
has been. We have
Right.
no excuse. Knowledge has been increased.
yeah,
We have no excuse anymore. If we choose to be ignorant, that's on us. There's so much knowledge out there to where we should know right now. We
but
at
the
the
thing
point
is,
of knowledge to where we can research and find out truth. If you ignorant,
yes,
you're willfully ignorant right now.
absolutely. And what black folks have to do is, what we have to do is stop, and we have to fight and resist the urge to go to attack inward. Every time
Hmm.
anything happens, this video is supposed to be about racist cops and Terence Crawford, but we always find a way to internalize it. We always find a way to, well, this black dude over here, he got a big nose. Or this black dude over here, he ain't from where we from. Or this black dude over here, we always find a way to weasel our way out of dealing with the bully on the block who been bullying us, taking our lunch money for 400 years. We keep finding a way to duck him
Right, right.
and find a way that makes us comfortable, which is to ish on each other. And that's what we always do. And that's why I just sit back sometime and I watch it. I be like, bro, we doing it again. Bro, I do it every live stream I do. If I start to show off talking about some racist, by the middle of the show, somebody in the chat gonna flip it. Somebody gonna say something, some type of comment to like flip it to where I'm mad at somebody black every time it happens.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, so one the dopest weapon that they ever created was white supremacy. That's the greatest weapon of mass destruction the
Yeah,
world has ever seen, because uh,
yeah.
that's a system, a mentality. Once that is infected in the minds of people, bro, like it's a wrap. They gonna always put white at the top and put black at the bottom. And I don't care if you're Mexican, Cuban, I don't care if you're from India. It don't matter where you from. Under that system of white supremacy, when white at the top, you gonna want all your descendants to be as closest to white as possible. And anybody who, the darker they are, they're gonna be at the bottom feeders. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful system for destroying the planet. Uh, that's why I say it's the greatest uh, weapon of mass destruction the world's ever seen. That system of white supremacy, because that lives in the hearts and minds of our grandparents, our kids, even stuff. The jig germ is there, but without us even knowing it, we'll do something, some old crazy stuff to help perpetuate that stuff. You know what I mean? That's what we do.
That Willie Lynch letter was something crucial. That
That's
was
right.
something that letter was something crucial, man. It has our minds destroyed.
Thomas Harris in the super chat, appreciate the love. Says Bud should stay and fight for his community. He built the kingdom. Why leave? That's what the enemy desires. Why go to another hellhole controlled by them? Let's see here. Thomas Harris back in the super chat. Appreciate the love, says 78. You're right. Salute, salute. You said I missed you, Powerhouse Watson. Let me see. I didn't see here. Powerhouse Watson say, do he know about sundown towns and Rosewood?
1923, the massacre. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows some. He knows some. You
Yeah,
know?
you can go on Chat GPT and Google all of this. I mean, and ask it about all the sundown towns in the United States, and it'll give you a list of them. Man, you won't believe how many it is.
When you would say, say, come on, 78, speak on it. Speak on what? Okay, but anyway, at the end of the day, yeah, this is a disconnect. You know what I mean? But I think we gotta do better, man. Because I'm telling you right now, we not finna whoop this beast. I'm telling you that right now. And we not the way we on track to do all this old divide and stuff, conquer stuff that's been working forever on us. We not gonna beat this beast by clicking up into little crews and gangs and tribes. That's how we got dealt with in the first place. Because they united their tribes and split up the whole world. They say, hey, let's get together. I know we beefing. I know, yeah. But look, we found this place where all this gold that hellified ninjas running around out here, man. They ain't got no clothes on, man. You know, they smart, but I think we can dupe them. I think they, you know what I mean, they smart, but they soft. You know, they got a little that tenderness in them. So these people that came in and united all of Europe to divide the world, but we still finding ways to beef with each other like we doing something clever. Bro, if we can't fix this, I'm telling you right now, we ain't whooping nobody.
It's gonna take the
And
most
that's
time. This right here is gonna take the most time.
and
This is
then
gonna
one
take
thing
the
about
most
that, it is
time.
going to take a lot of time. It's
This,
one thing to notice. You brought it up, 78. They were all, I'm talking about European countries. They were all fighting with each other at war until the Berlin Conference, where they put the arms down for a second and said, "Hey, this piece of land down here, we'll call it Africa, even though that's not its real name.
right?
We need
Yes,
to
ma'am.
put down our arms and guards and let's go ahead and take over them." They were at war. All the beefing and stuff you hear about in whatever Chicago gangs and Compton was nothing compared to the destruction they were doing to each other.
That's
But they
right.
put that down for a second because they saw the bigger mission to them was to
Right,
conquer these people. So I want to make it clear too. We're always, even as a people, look at what they did, right? White people, in terms of how they took over areas, they were never fully unified, though. It
yeah,
only has to be enough. So with our people, we got to understand every time we see a black person sell another black person out or stab someone in the back, do not walk around with the defeated mindset of, oh man, we can never get along. It doesn't have to be all of us. That doesn't exist anywhere in the animal kingdom where there's a complete unity in a tribe or
Right.
a pride or anything. It just has to be enough. Just like white people, it had to be enough of them to be unified. They still lopping each other's heads off. Look at Ireland and Great Britain. In the 90s, they were blowing each other up,
yeah,
literally.
yeah.
Ireland was putting up car bombs and all types of stuff, which is now associated with Arabs, but Irish were the first ones to use car bombs against their own white people in Britain. We have to understand that we will always have infighting and bickering. I guess that's just a part of nature. If we can just get enough to say, you know what, we're not going to do that until we handle the main mission. But do not walk around with a defeated mindset when it doesn't seem like all of us can be on a code or all of us, yes, correct it, check it when you see it, but don't let you think that, man, we all got it. It just has to be enough. And history shows that.
I
No
love
doubt.
to hear. I love to hear our brothers talking intelligent conversations and not talking nigga shit. I love to hear this.
Yes, sir. Coach Hudson in the super chat with that 10-piece. Thank you, good brother. He says, I am passionate about our plight and meant no disrespect to the South African brother. And as long as him and I have a better understanding of each other, that's all I care about. Absolute facts. Absolute facts.
Yeah,
You
thank you
know,
for that. Yeah.
that's a good
Appreciate
bill.
that.
And
Appreciate
that's what I'm
that.
saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like they trick us, bro, into to the point we can't have conversations with each other. Now we all know sometimes somebody just cutting the jig, they cutting the jig. We all know that. But um a lot of times people just don't know based off of experience and what they've been through, you know what I'm saying? Um and stuff like that, you know. So your life experience is gonna shape who you are. So it don't matter what somebody else say, you know what I mean? Somebody else can tell me, man, you can't. I remember the dude was trying to tell me something, but before I can't tell that story. Let me flip it. Let me freak it this way. If somebody trying to tell you you can't do something, but you've already done it, but he's telling you no, you can't do it. It's impossible. You can't do it. Can't nobody do that. You looking at him like, bruh, I already done it. How you gonna tell me I can't do something I already done? This is the mentality of a lot of our people. Because if they ain't never seen it work for them, then it can't work for you either. You know what I mean? Nonsense. I know y'all don't understand what I just said, but I had to freak the story so I won't be snitching on myself. Um,
I feel
what's up, Trill Will? But anyway, man, we've been on here cooking for a minute though. Let me see, make sure I ain't forgot no super chats up in here.
Hey, Trill Will has a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Go Trill Will, yeah. Click on his name in the chat. If you click on his name in the chat, you can go to this page. Sub to him. Mm-hmm.
I know he mentioned something about it earlier.
Sports got 17 in the super chat with the two piece. Appreciate the love. Says divide and conquer tactics, media / news difference abroad. Yeah, that's what they do. What's up with the Heli TV, my bro?
Yeah, Trill he be politicking about politics on his channel. That's why I stay updated on certain things, you know.
Who got here? Yeah. Pan African trash. I'm out. Look at you. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These guys. Get these guys up out of here. How can you call
Man,
somebody like this?
block that dude, man.
Yeah, block him for sure. How can this dude be your brother? And this is his mentality. Guarantee you he only had that mentality for the last 2 years. This is a kid sitting at home with nothing to do, don't know what he's supposed to do with his life. So he done attached himself to
He
something.
disrespecting that man.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very good chance that that ain't even, it might be a white dude. You know what I'm saying? Like the internet's weird like that, where they come around and try to do that.
It could be. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of the fact, it's a weirdos.
Yeah.
Lala D says 78 used zero food analogies today. He switched over sexual analogies. Mm-hmm.
Hey, 78, I'm about to head out, but I do want to say my closing thoughts real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, again, no matter what disagreements we have, what's his name? Prosper. At the end of the day, if we were having this conversation and person Prosper and we had the disagreements that we had with each other, guess what? If some racist white dude came around disrespecting you, we all jumping off the table and defending. Because no matter what disagreement we have with each other, there's always a bigger mission to be had. All right. But I appreciate
Agreed.
78 for opening up the panel, and you've been very consistent. I know you've been going through some things you said on your No 304 show and
Yes,
all that,
sir.
so we appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it.
All right,
Much
y'all
love.
take care.
Yeah,
All right,
man. Much love.
Take care. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate it.
78.
Yes, sir.
78. I'm about to jump off, man. I appreciate you having me on your panel. Prosper, man. Appreciate you, young man. I enjoyed talking to you. Keep your head up, man. You seem to be a good young man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, man.
Much love. All right.
Take care.
Anybody else want to give their closing thoughts?
Yeah, what do you guys think of Africa? I know I've been seeing like some Black Americans been moving into Ghana to establish some businesses over there. What do you guys personally think of like moving into Africa, whether to establish a business or to retire there or to live there? What are your thoughts in the motherland?
I think it is a great opportunity. I've been over there to Senegal back in 2009, and let me tell you, I did not want to leave. It was some good opportunities over there, and I think it is good opportunities for someone who wants to get away from the, how can I say, with just what we've just talked about, all the stuff we got to keep going through over here, you know. Um, and if you want to a better life and raise your kids in a safer environment, Africa is definitely a great place to, you know, uh, to where you can do that um, if you have, I'll just say this, if you have the means to do that. See, that's one thing about it. Don't just go over there. Don't go over them, to Africa and all you got is $1 in your pocket. You got to have, I learned that, when I went over there. So you got to have yourself situated to where you can move over there and start, and have a better life for your family. But Africa does not, it's definitely a good place to, it's a beautiful place. I loved it. I mean, when I was over there, I loved it. I did not want to leave.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Which country were you in?
I was in Senegal, Gambia, and yeah,
Nice. Yeah, Senegal, Dakar, it's beautiful. Yeah,
yeah, loved
and
it,
and we
especially the
have
beaches.
Tanzania, Zanzibar. That's also beautiful.
Yep.
Um, but I'm gonna be biased here, obviously. But I think even some of you guys will agree with me. South Africa, Cape Town it's really gorgeous. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
If
indeed.
you can establish a business over there, you'll be good. You'll
Hmm.
be really good. Yeah.
All right, man. Thank y'all, brothers, for joining me today. I'm gonna get on up out of here and go take care of some business. But y'all stay tuned for my Patreon, man. I've got some Patreon content dropping today. That's 78 Sports TV at Patreon. I mean, patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Y'all go holler at me. I'm gonna holler at y'all brothers tomorrow. We up out of here. Deuces.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.